Hello and welcome back to Caitie Unboxes Things in kind of a haphazardly manner. Today we have something special because it's something I actually paid with my own money. I did not get it for free. I actually sat and bought the Dragon Age the Veilguard Deluxe Edition art book.
And if you are looking to pre-order Veilguard or purchase any of the Dragon Age games on the EA app, why not throw in the code GIL during checkout? I'll get a small kickback from it, and while it is not a coupon code, you do get the peace of mind that a small percent of your money is going to help pay my rent and not another CEO's facelift.
Okay, so yes, this will be the third time I am unboxing something uh you know on a video, I suppose. And look, I did my nails this time. Still married, by the way. I just don't like wearing my ring. Anyway, but yeah, this is the first two I got for free from BioWare. Thank you very much. This one I bought myself because I needed it. I also have the Inquisition art book right here, just to kind of compare the two together. Origins and 2 technically did not have an art book, but if you got the deluxe editions of the strategy guides, which I do have, they did have some artwork in there. But I love art books, and a couple of leaks have actually come out. It was technically released on the 5th. Right now it is the 9th of November. And a couple of people was able to get the book early, and I'm so glad I bought this because the leaks that have come out are absolutely mental of what is in this book. So we're going to sit here and thumb through it together and kind of open up the deluxe edition, which has like some things. I think it has like a couple prints. I'm like, cool, but I want to get what's actually in here. I also think this book is going to be a little bit bigger than my camera setup, so we're going to try our best. All right, so yeah, I paid about $100 for this, and I kind of don't regret it. So here we go. All right. Okay, so it's just one big thing. This is garbage now. Okay, so it's wrapped in plastic. Who would have fucking guessed? Okay, so we got the evil dagger, the Evanuris dagger on one side. It looks like on here we have... These will be the lithographs, and this is the actual book itself. And then, oh, what's on the back? This is it. Okay. So, is there anything interesting on the back here? See the design flow from concept to complete design. Experience the Dragon Age Veilguard from a new perspective. Cool. All right. I just want to get into the center of this. I kind of don't care about the packaging this time around. Okay, so here we go. There's the side. Is there anything on the top? Black. On here. Black. Okay. Let's get into it. So, let's take the plastic wrap off. I'm just going to make a little incision here, because that seems like the safest place to do so. All right. Okay. So this paper is kind of worthless. Is there anything in the back? Nope. Ah, and this is what I wanted. The Solus dagger. The first dagger. I wish we had the elven name for this thing. I'm sure it has one. I'd love to know it. The caretaker, I should say, by the way, I'm just gonna like, all Veilguard spoilers. If you have not completed this game, turn back now. This is not the video for you. This is for people who have completed the game at least once. If anything I know about the game is free for all. We are just, this is spoilers. But yeah, the caretaker calls this, I believe it's the caretaker, calls this the Wolf's Fang. And if I were to name it in Elvish, that was what I would call it. Uh, but as of right now, I cannot get this fucking sticker off. Yeah, there's like it came with the sticker on it. Why do I need a barcode on this? Why is it on the inside? Okay, at least it came off nicely. Okay, there's not like any residue. Okay. It's annoying, but I'm not mad at it. And my nails are not ruined. So overall, we're doing okay. So this feels kind of rubbery, I guess. Like maybe like trying to be like a leather, but it feels more like a rubber. It's not really golden. this right here, like it kind of shines, but it feels more like just like a matte bronze, I'm gonna say. Like it feels more bronzy to me in person. I think it reads more gold in the video probably, but like in person, it's a little bit more muted than I would think. Um, yeah, it's still really nice display piece, I guess. All right, let's take this off. Ooh, gold pages. I'm just gonna gently put this down on the floor. So let's get to the lithograph first, because it's the thing we're gonna forget about soon. All right, this design is that kind of like rubbed off a little bit there. I don't know if you can see that. The black bit of it kind of rubbed off a bit. Of all things to like rub off, I guess I'm not mad. Which I say that like this, maybe that's a design choice because there's little like flecks of this gold here that are gone. I don't know if that's on purpose or not. I'm not mad at it to be honest, because I think like it would be a little bit weathered. Does this have a little bit of that weathering on it? Not really. Huh. I'm not mad at it because like I feel like it could be weathered, but like yeah, I'm confused by it. Anyway, all right, bathy lithograph. So this opens up and we have 2 prints. Oh wow. You see this all the time in your computer and then it's like printed out all nicely and then you're like, "Oh, damn. Hold on. This actually is pretty nice quality." No, it looks great. I love this mural. It's not my favorite of the Solus murals because it looks very like aggressive. That's such a dumb critique. I like okay. I don't want to hang this up on my wall because I feel like it would scare my 4-year-old, but like I like it as an art piece. And then this one, it's a fine piece of artwork. It's just not at all Veilguard to me. Like this is like another concept. Like that wolf never appears. He's never in that form. He doesn't wear this. He like this is very clearly his Inquisition face model. So like it's like I'm sure someone's really into this, but I'm a little confused at why this was given. Like this is definitely like artwork. This is like Dreadwolf artwork. You know what I mean? Like this the game Dragon Age Dreadwolf that like never technically came out, I suppose. This is from that. Not really Veilguard. I don't hate the prints, but they are probably going to be closed away and put on a shelf, and I'm not going to do anything with it. Because that's who I am. Anyway, back to the book. Okay, so on the back is the Dreadwolf from the same print, and the cover is Dragon Age the Veilguard. Art of. This also has like the stuff. I feel like it's a stylistic choice. I don't know. I don't think it's maybe rubbed off because it looks more, yeah, looking at it closely, it looks more like it's supposed to do that, not that it just rubbed off in packaging. Okay. Okay. So I don't understand. That's fine. Okay. Well, let's crack this open. Further ado. Just a real quick to kind of compare and contrast if you have the Inquisition art book. They are practically the same size. Let's put the Yeah, that is like the same size. Yeah, it is. Here we go. Maybe Inquisition might be a tad bigger. I don't know. It's we can measure. Okay. So Veilguard art book is like exactly an inch. Okay, hold on. There we go. That is like exactly an inch. And let's go to Inquisition. That's basically still an inch. So okay, it's like the exact same size. Maybe there's a couple more pages. I don't know. All right, we're gonna put Inquisition aside and not look at it for the rest of the night. Okay. Now I will say to Inquisition's credit, the thing about this art book that I have found through the leaks is that it's not just Veilguard. It actually has some, I believe, Trespasser concept art, and then it's going to have Joplin artwork, which if you don't know anything about Joplin, I'll go on to like a little rant about it. It's basically what a Dragon Age 4 that got deleted, it's not the right word, canceled, and then Veilguard artwork. So there's going to be kind of 3 different periods in this book, and this is spanning a decade's worth of artwork that's been in the Bioware vaults, where Inquisition was just Inquisition work, I think. I don't even think it had artwork from the Dragon Age 2 DLC that got cut. All right, anyway, without further ado, let's open it up. And today's LaCroix is going to be Strawberry Peach. Cheers. All right. So, already getting water on the book. We're doing good. I'm going to do my best to get this mostly in frame. Okay, there might be some like cutting off. Yeah, how much that's like ugh. Yeah, it's kind of a lot cut off from the bottom and the top, but I'll adjust the book when needed. Okay. So, we open up with Solus. Okay. Is that Antoine and Evka or just some 2 wardens? This is a mural from the game. Also from the game. That's the Evil Dagger, which again, I wish had an elven name. A big special thanks to all the artists. Ton of credits. The foreword. I frankly am not going to sit here and read the foreword right now. We would be here forever if we were going to read this cover to cover. It looks like, scrolling through it quickly, let's see. Joplin was halted in the middle to shift focus to Andromeda. I remember that. That was a big deal. God, this is giving me... Sorry. If you've not been here for the past 10 years waiting for Dragon Age 4, this is trying to summarize the drama. And there were some harrowing moments, and like we weren't even in BioWare. We were just hearing from the sidelines, and there was a long time we didn't even think we'd get this game, and now I'm holding the art book, and it's very weird. All right, so post-Inquisition. So this is artwork done right after Inquisition, and I think some of this would probably lead up into Trespasser, or maybe like right after Inquisition, like what they would do. So this is titled Life in Winter Imperium, apparently. See, halfway through the development of Dragon Age Inquisition, we created a series of illustrations we called beat boards, intended to cover major story moments, or... Oh, goodness. Everyone remember I'm dyslexic as I read these. Okay. Intended to cover a major moment or beat. They are more polished than the storyboard. They proved to be helpful as we brought the game together. As Inquisition was coming to a close and a silver of attention was being paid to the next game, we wanted to try doing beat boards right at the start of the game rather than in the middle, with a few general ideas like we're going north and maybe there are titans and a sense of story momentum. We started creating exploratory beat boards, asking ourselves a simple question: what would be cool? Okay. See, receiving an assignment from the Inquisitor. A secret mission into Venter. This is Ravane right here. Parvalin. This is unlabeled. That looks like Iron Bull right there. Why is this one unlabeled? I want to know what that one is. All right. Northern Thedas. Despite designing the cultures of Northern Thedas was like a fun, speculative archaeology project. We were starting with fragments. There were occasional props, characters, or journal entries that hinted at those cultures, and we had to reverse engineer living and breathing societies from those fragments. The most important aspect was to design them in a way that respected our fans' engagement with the material, but also attempted to exceed their imaginations, or at least do them justice. Okay. So... the Red Bride's Grave, that's a monument in Neanderthals, I believe. Isn't it? It's been a minute since I read up geography. The first attempt at designing Weishaupt Fortress. This one I'm interested in. Let's move this one down. So this is an old warden that was avoiding the calling and is holding a sign, "Do not let her see me like this." I wonder who this is. My first instinct that this is Alistair asking, like, don't let Morrigan see him like this. Like, I don't know. That, like, don't let her look at how I see. I don't know. And there's also the warden here. God, like, fucked up calling Alistair would be so sad. I want to know who this is supposed to be. Okay, moving on. Let's see. Infiltrating the Archon's throne room. Oh my god, look at all this. There's like girls and slaves and oh lordy. Dude, the Archon's living at Radanis, dude. Jesus. This is the very first concept of Minrathis. First idea for a player base was a secret lair in Minrathis in Forgotten Undercity. Oh, that would have been kind of cool. Okay. Ancient magical city, some buildings that would have collapsed centuries ago are kept frozen in time. Yeah. I don't think that ended up shipping though, did it? The magical buildings falling in place. I don't know. Ah, the Divine sends out ships to hunt Solus in hopes that capture will restore peace in Thedas. I know this is supposed to be any Divine, but that just looks like Cassander to me. A Devender Magister, a Chastened With, and a Ben Hasworth commander plot against the player. I do wish we got more like Chastened stuff. That's a really cool faction. Let's see. We explored making the player base mobile. It would give us water access to most regions in Thedas. A war room in the captain's quarters. Oh, that looks so cool. I know we're going to see more of this like ship design later, but like that is a really good idea, having like a ship. That it is a little bit Divinity though. Didn't Divinity have a Divinity Original Sin 2 had a ship? Not that I'm complaining. Not that we can't have both. Not we can't have two cakes. Oh. This right here is like a bookmark. We're going to just throw that when we get there. All right, what is this one? The Return of the Griffins. In this case, using them as mounts to hunt dragons. Oh, that would have been cool. Oh. There's a couple. There are things I have about Veilguard that I wish were different. One of them is I wish we had adult griffins. Like, the timeline I'm very confused on why our griffins are still babies. We'll get there one day. Let's see, what's this one say? Something in the depths has scared the doors enough that they're fleeing to the surface by the thousands. Oh. There's really not that many dwarves in Orzammar, though, so, like, it's really just poor Ferelden dwarves. Maybe it's Cal Shirok, I don't know. Coastal town in Ravane. That's nice. The art for this picture was ended up scraped and put on trespasser slides. Answering mysterious call to the Arlithan forest. Solus returning like a regal figure out of the past. Look at all this. Exploring a possible endgame scenario where Solus has summoned a Titan in the middle of Minrathis. That would have been sick. That would have been cool. This one, though, I think is going to get people going. Okay, this one is, what if we return to the Fade and rescue whoever was left behind? How would their time in this alien landscape change them, and what insights could they offer into Solus's plans? Which I think at a glance, I don't think that's supposed to be Hawk, but it could be. Might be Alistair, I don't know. But yeah, that would have been cool. Oh, the problem with this art book is a lot of would haves that didn't work out for whatever reason. Okay. Okay, hold on. The party runs into their Tevinter counterparts and they have to work together to survive. So, Tevinter counterparts. What does this mean? Let's see. Solus interrupts your mission, wiping half your team off the board and forcing you to make an unlikely alliance. Huh. Okay, so I'm interested in these couple pictures because this is kind of what the story Dreadwolf Take You kind of looked like a little bit. In the story Dreadwolf Take You, there was a beat where Solus was kind of like Solus as the bard was kind of like making stuff up, we think. I don't know, it's a little unclear. And it kind of had like this three-way thing where you're trying to get Solus. And he like froze most of them. So I wonder if this is that story was a callback to this artwork. Okay, your ship is stolen and you have to sneak into enemy territory to get it back. Okay. That'd been fun. You journey to the heart of darkness to find Colonel Kurtz or Solus. We created piles of sketches and line work to explore story beats. We could iterate quickly and throw things away if necessary. This is cool, but this also doesn't feel like Solus to me, having like this weird throne room of just like people like playing music and stuff like that. Like that doesn't really feel in character, but I enjoy this wolf. Okay. Now what is all this? Multiple factions in Veilguard to make sure they were always recognizable from their buildings to their belt buckles. We began with a shape. So yeah, we had explored Tevinter's shape language and Inquisitions, so in their case it was a matter of expanding on what was already established. Some shapes just felt right, like wardens and the pointed arch. And I don't know what the others are. So yeah, that's an that's a warden. This is a Tevinter. I don't know, and I don't know. And I wish they were labeled. See, a residential Tevinter interior with a hookah. Looks nice. And then what is all this? Oh, it expands on some shapes. Okay, so an upward pointing triangle for the Mage College. Oh, interesting. Okay. Explored some sturdy shape for the dwarves, like a parallelogram or something. The warden's pointed arch could be turned upside down into a shield. Ravane had been a neutral faction, so a circle worked well. Ah, we see that back with the Lords of Fortune. Okay, that's interesting. The Necropolis faction started with a half-circle crest. This makes sense given a lot of artwork that we got really early on. Okay, this is... now I understand. Okay, there... An eon ago, Markadara put on some artwork of like different faction clothes, and we always thought they were Navarra, but it had this half circle thing. And then now in Veilguard, it's more like a hexagon. So okay, they just changed it. See, the Ben Hathras started with an X-shaped language. That's interesting. Also, that kind of looks like what's her face? Talus. A downward pointing triangle for Tevinter. And then this looks like a leaf shape for the elves. Design is cool. It's fun. Okay, oh my god. Okay, so we got a bathhouse, a wealthy Tevinter mansion to show off most of the houses built on top of floating stone slab, veined with lyrium. Visitors try not to think about what would happen if the magic was interrupted. Yeah, because that would just crash down on there. Some beautiful design, though. You just love looking at it. Lily pads. Look at all that. Okay. Slice of life illustrations like this weren't prescriptive, but they helped explore a feel of certain regions we had only ever heard reference to. And this is Ravane. That's Isabella. That's just straight up Isabella. And then it looks like we have an Antivan crow, perhaps, like worshipping one of the Ravani and animus gods. These look like Ravani seers. We have obviously the Canary doing a barter. That is a callback. Oh, hold on. Yeah, this guy right here looks like he's wearing Duncan's armor from Dragon Age Origins, who was part Ravani. That's really cool. I think because when I look stuff like this, I get really upset when people say that the devs don't care, because there is so many like little details here that like they do care. Just sometimes things like can't pan out the way they want to. I don't know. And what is all this? Let's see. Tevinter is a complicated place. While there are lofty towers and powerful magisters, we also want to explore the daily life of Tevinters might be. So we got bartering. We got these crazy outfits. Slaves. Some... I think those are titties. Yeah, there's like barely a cloth there. Some working girls. Tevinter guards. Magisters. Oh, that's interesting with this like spout here. Coming off into like the rainwater. Oh. Ah! Alright! This is what I've been hoping for. This is what I'm so excited about. This welcome Welcome to like the most important pages of an art book that have ever existed for Dragon Age. This is an illustrated guide of the beginning of Thedas. Like, holy shit, I can't believe they included this. Did get leaked out, so like I kind of have seen this before, but let's talk about this. All right, so peaceful beginnings, gentle giants, gardeners. Wait, what does it say? Peaceful beginnings, gentle giant gardeners, and curious spirits. So let's see, we have dragons and golems. Oh, this is a mouth. Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on. Can we like zoom in on this? Yeah, okay, look, he's like drinking water. This is a titan and a unicorn and like a spirit. This is the world. This is the world of Thedas before the veil, and looks like a dragon perhaps is chasing some griffins. Oh, this is nuts, dude. Okay. And then there's like a laying down titan perhaps. Okay, and then there's this page. Can I like there we go. The spirits saw the dwarves as they tended to the titans. They wanted to try making bodies for themselves. And then you can see this design in the in Veilguard with like this is what soulless kind of look like. And I think they all kind of look like that. This like weird like angel design of a neurosystem. See, the spirits made physical bodies for themselves from the flesh of the titans, the lyrium. The first elves were born and the first war began. So you got yeah, you have it has okay. I don't know if you can see, but there's like this third eye thing going on here with these elves here. And it has like this halo effect that's all around all of this. Oh, okay. Huh. But then it's also around this. See, a brutal war raged on between the elves and the titans, only ending when one elf, Solus, rendered the titans tranquil, capturing their souls. And there's this black box and the face of a titan. I just find this endlessly fascinating. This is just sitting somewhere. See, the elves brought a powerful war trophy home. Like, that is so classically elven script there. I think it's supposed to be Elgranon and Mythal. I'm assuming this is Elgranon. There's nothing like about this guy. Unfortunately, he's like caught in a terrible bind here. That's definitely Mythal with the crown, though. With the Titans rendered tranquil, dwarves lost their connection to magic. They fled into the bodies of their fallen hosts. Oh, man. With the power that came from the captured Titan souls, the elves built the greatest empire Thedas would ever see. And then here's Elvenon in all its glory. Oh, and this looks like the Black City in the Fade. I have no idea who this is supposed to be. Maybe just a random great general. Maybe one of the Evanuris. I don't know. You got dragons flying around. Oh, man. I'll read this in a second. Let's continue on with this. Let's see. Solus fought against the self-proclaimed gods, earning the title of Dread Wolf. Now, what is going on in this photo? What is going on in this photo? So you have an explosion. Yeah, I guess he exploded something. He's doing a little bit of an Anders. And then we have the Evanuris here doing something. Ah, the gods drew upon the power of the Titan souls to gain more power. The imprisoned souls became twisted with rage. This became the Blight. Now, can we tell who's who? I think we might be able to. So, okay, I think the guy yelling stop is probably Solus. It's kind of hard to tell from it. The girl behind him is definitely Mythal, though. She looks a lot like Flemeth. She has the crown. This person right here, I do not know who it is. This is Gillenon. That is Gillenon. Gillenade, whatever. It's Gillenon in my heart. I'm assuming this is Elgernon based on the game. I don't know who that is in the back. This like leaf head thing going on. There's not an Evanuris head that looks like that. The person back there also looks like it's wearing Gillenon's headdress though, so maybe like I don't know. Oh. So yeah, blood magic. So, okay, let's read this again. Gods drew upon the power of the Titan souls to gain more power. They imprisoned the souls, being twisted with rage. So they're cutting their hands, and I guess making a sacrifice to the spirit box, the blight box. I don't know what you want to call it, and it enraged it somehow. I wonder why. And so this became the blight. And then we come over here to this bottom picture that reads, to contain the blight outbreak, Solus performed a desperate blood magic ritual. He bound up the magic of the world behind a veil and powered it with the blood of the evil gods. And then that's the creation of the Black City. And then what remained of the Elven Empire collapsed. The early human empire Tevinter discovered it in shambles. And eons later, the Blight reached out to power-hungry Tevinter magisters through their dreams. They were lured to the Golden City, but the magisters found it already blackened with the Blight. And use like a creepy face back here. So what is all this? The Black Codex. There is a top-secret document on Bioware's network that contained the objectively true history of Thedas called the Black Codex. Each culture had its perspective, its own emphasis and style, and over time more was added and taken away. It was decided to reveal a lot of the truth in this game, so early on we wanted to help illustrate the Black Codex. This would help to act as a visual guide to the events that formed Thedas as we know it, and I love it so much. This is like... I feel like I already had my freak out moment with this already because these pages leaked out, but like, oh god, this is huge. I know like Veilguard went over some of this, but I feel like this fills in some like details. Like Veilguard, we knew that the dagger that Solus used cut the souls of the Titans off, but this black box here that holds the blight and that is this random ass black box thing is what is kind of like the center of the blight. And we're going to see this come back in other pictures that are out here. So I don't know if they're going to keep this. I don't know how canon this black box is. But this being the mother of the blight, the blight origin is so fascinating to me. All right, now we're moving on. What are these? These are different character concepts, I think. At this stage, just about anything goes. Writers and artists both have ideas for what kinds of characters they like to try, so we dump them all out on the table. So this is a gladiator, a Tevinter gladiator that has earned her freedom. Her arms protected by mail made of keys from all the slaves she has rescued. Oh, wow. She wears her formal shackles as an armor, a reminder and a threat. Okay. Okay, I saw a picture of this one. This one I'm confused by. The heir of Andraste, finding the last living descendant of Andraste, a rough around the edges warrior living among the barbarians. That's all great. Why is she blue? Why is she blue? This confuses me so much. This is like a Mystique looking motherfucker, and I don't know what her deal was. I have nothing to say on this other than confusion. We created some comics to explore the tone of the story. Some of these characters were designed specifically for that purpose. Oh, I wish they would release those comics. That would be really cool. Then we have some just like character sketches. The academic and the mage college scholar forced into the field. Initially, we worked from very simple premises, often the only couple words like Happy Necromancer, our Canary Assassin. An awakened Darkspawn mercenary. That would have been an interesting idea. This one right here, from Dragon Age or Awakening, but that never came through. And now we have some advisors. Early on, we thought about creating a new set of advisors for your ship. It's satisfying to revisit characters, blah, blah, blah. In this case, we see Morrigan, who has embraced her new gift, who has often insights in the mysteries of magic. And then we have Dorian is like Mathis from Casino Royale. I know I've seen it. I can't remember anything about that. And then Smuggler Admiral Isabella. There you go. I feel bad for her eye, but like good, fun costume design. They got her pants for once. Look at that. Morgan in her like Mythal era. We got Scout Harding. I like this headdress. That's kind of neat. This feels like it almost looks like Bethany, but I don't think it quite is. Maybe just like a random female Canary. All right, we're going to Joplin. In Inquisition, you had your advisors in the war room. We like the idea of bringing the whole team in with you and the opportunity for friction it provides, is what this one is labeled as. So, Joplin, what is Joplin? So, my understanding of Joplin is that Joplin is one iteration of Dragon Age 4. I always said 2. Dragon Age 4 that ultimately had to cut production for reasons I don't know. And I believe it was supposed to be a live service game. Maybe not quite like Anthem, but something like it. That was always the rumor. I obviously do not know what the truth of it was. So, like, as I'm going into these sketches, I think we should keep a healthy skepticism of like the ideas are there and really cool, but we have no idea what the game would have been like. So, also just looking at like these little things here. There is a board in Dragon Age Veilguard that looks something like this, and some of this artwork is very reminiscent of that. Like this griffin looks pretty similar to what's actually on the board. These like little pictures here, the Dread Wolf. This one looks like Gillenane. Look at me, I said it right. Supposedly, we have Mortalitassi over here for some reason. The pictures on the board don't quite match. Yeah, hold on. I'm confused at the pictures of the board and where things are right now. Because this is clearly Navarra, but it's set up in Ravane. This is clearly like maybe like the Warden, perhaps, or Grey Wardens, but it's in the Arlethan Forest. This is like Elven stuff. Why is it in the middle of the ocean? I'm a little confused with the map, but it doesn't matter. All right, we're moving on. Okay. After Dragon Age Inquisition shipped and all the DLC was complete, we focused our full attention on the sequel. It was going to have a fantasy spy theme, which would eventually modify to convert commandos. We were traveling to a new part of the map to hunt down the most dangerous man in the world. The beat boards continued as the story started to take shape. We asked if the artists would be moved into the same room as the writers, so we can get real-time updates to the story and create quick storyboards. Previously, most people working on the game didn't know the full story until the pieces had been put together in a take-home build, months from shipping the final game. For the first time ever, we could show the whole team the story was intended to be near the beginning of the project rather than the end. The biggest benefit of this was that they could also receive feedback from a wider cross-discipline audience and could then be iterated on more than ever before. This also helped unlock the art team in an unprecedented way. Being able to look into the whole story in one glance meant that we could begin and prioritize our efforts. For example, we could tell which locations would feature most heavily so we could spend time designing their architecture, props, and clothing. It also forces us to make quick first pass designs without overthinking, knowing that later we can come back and refine things if they changed. This method takes a lot of pressure off and prevents things from feeling overbaked. All right. So Solus continues to taunt you and your guide through dreams. That sounds fun. A romance at sea. This almost looks like Davrin a little bit. Oh, what could have been. Solus is nearly triumphant, but you reveal that you know about the last elves. What does that mean? I don't know. And it's like you're like pulling a glowing cloth out of the pocket. A stealthy aquatic infiltration to Tevinter. In a dream, Solus is furious with you. Oh, it looks like the dream sequence almost looks like a mural. That's kind of fun. Gillenane is defeated. She's like a worm monster. Sparking an uprising. Slave Rebellion would have been fun. I never saved Minrathis yet, so maybe that's something. The team is at its lowest. Things are on fire. You meet the Archon of Tevinter. This guy! They did not like Archon Radanis, dude. Probably for the best. Elgernon looks sick. You stop Solus's ritual, but something or someone escapes. That ended up being true. Oh, okay, yeah, all right. Oh, okay. This is an interesting setup. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so this was the original setup of the. Oh, okay. Let me explain this one. Okay, it took me way too long to like get this centered properly. So you have blighted box in the middle, and then around them on the beds, I believe, are the Evanuris. And you can see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that are dead, and then 2 that are swooped in, and it looks like he's trying to stab one. So I think it's supposed to be Gillenane and Elgradon still. I'm assuming because they look alive. Because yeah. So yeah, okay. So this is what the original envision of that process looked like. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Patchwork team doesn't get along at first in exploring the Anderfels. So your team hates each other. All right, here we go. Solus reconstructs the lyrium dagger from the idol. Gillenane in monster form. The team discovers the body of Elgranon's archdemon. Ooh, underneath like this ice thing. That's pretty cool. Solus tranquilizing himself and closes the veil around himself and the blight. So this is one possible ending that we could have gotten. A lot of people apparently don't like this. I don't mind it. My Soloveil heart is sad. However, there is something very cool about this as well. So I like it's interesting. And this I guess my question is though is like why? What does this accomplish? Why does tranquilizing himself help the blight end? Or what's why did this happen? I don't know. Okay. And then we have this one. This sequence was an early fail state, this right here. Solus succeeds in his ritual. Life as stated as we know it comes to an end, and the ancient elves return. Oh, what's interesting is that, like, okay, so you have these people here, their, like, souls get sucked out and they die, but the animal's like, dude, what the fuck? Like, he's completely fine. At least we had the animals. They were gonna be okay. And then these, like, the Hala and these elves come back. Oh, man, that would have been a cool fail state. Storyboards have played a critical role in the development of the Inquisition. We wanted to integrate them into our process even earlier. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. A rather Deventer story. Okay, so they're sneaking into places. Rook. Whoa, okay, I guess we're already Rook in Joplin. Rook and okay, that actually makes sense that Rook was already Rook in Joplin because the red Rook book that we got that Mark Dara posted had a Rook already on it, which is why we called it the red Rook book. So interesting that the character name of Rook started incredibly early. You're not the only team that's been tracking the idol. Yeah, okay. So this looks like Venatori. This looks like the yeah, okay. This right here is maybe was something the team loved but couldn't ultimately do and was in Dreadwolf Take You as like a slight hint. And now I wonder if I'm going to see any other artwork from that from that moment, from that novel. So what is all this? Well, there's not like any explanation for what's going on here. So like yeah, we will later learn that this is Lady Imshale and Solus's right-hand man. And I guess it's like you're infiltrating the group. There's something here. What is going on here? I don't know. I'm trying to piece together. The remnants barely escape. I don't know what the remnants are. Maybe like the people who survived this battle. Moving on. What is this? Let's see. In this case, exploring a hidden in plain sight meeting place in a Thedas nightclub. Oh, that'd be fun. Someplace in Deventer. Although this kind of feels more like it might be Deventer, but it kind of feels more Elysian. See icons from an interactive storyboard where you can decide whether the Inquisitor has disbanded or preserved the Inquisition and whether or not they stood opposed to Solus or not. Ah, okay. I had seen this out of context. But now, okay, so these are just icons. These weren't actually moments. These were just icons. Okay, that makes sense. Solus reaches out to Rook in dreams. Again, the dream being represented by a mural and a painting. That's actually kind of fun. Exploring new sections of the deep roads. Man, what is all of this? There's like... I think these are just real life statues. This is like, that's a penis right there. I'm not going to zoom in on that, but... let's see. With the help of the wardens, you defeat Elgranon. Oh, okay. So was Elgranon the first to go? Oh, and like, yeah, okay. This is a blight prison, okay, or a archdemon prison. He like breaks out of this ice. The wardens immediately kill it. I'm assuming this is Elgranon, and then you're about to shoot this guy in the back of the head. Okay. I kind of like what we got more, but seeing it come out of the ground have been fun. Which, yeah, is that the shortest, the shortest blight? The blights keep getting shorter, and this poor guy lasted like maybe 10 minutes. It's like 200 years, 100 years, 50 years, a year, 6 months, 5 minutes. The wardens got really efficient as time went on. Oh god. Let's see, a version of the deserts of Navarra. So the Silent Plains. Okay. Something very contrast with white ash and sharp black obsidian. Okay, that's fun. So this was a landscape devastated by the first blight, I believe, the one that lasted 200 years. So moving on. It's the Eastern Thedas, Eastern Tevinter town of Ventus. Okay, this would eventually appear in the comics. Tevinter location is a little less oppressive than its megalopolis of Menrathis. You can see the hanging gardens in the background and the magical statues keeping Arleth and Forlis from approaching any closer. Oh, that's neat. Okay, so like a get the fuck out of here statue. That's fun. I like that idea. See, another fail state that if you couldn't find your way to block souls from your dreams, he would be able to kill you remotely. Oh, that's fun. Another one of these. Souls lures his greatest threat to one location, wipes them off the board. There's like 3 different images of this. They loved this idea. Holy shit. BioWare team loved this idea. So, oh my god. Oh, I'm glad. And there's always a golem in there for some reason. I don't know. I'm glad we got it in some form from Tevinter Knights, but man, yeah, 3 different concept arts from this one idea. And like this moment is the only one that we have actually seen in some form so far. Okay, so here is a quick visual backstory for a cut bad cop, Solas's right hand Riva. I want to talk about her real quick. I'm gonna move this down so you can see some of it. Well, obviously we don't get her. We don't know who this is, but something that actually shipped is in one of the deluxe edition robes is called Riva's robe or something like that. And a lot of us are very confused about it because Rivas means freedom in Elven. And it's spelled in game as REVA''S, whereas it's normally when you encounter it is Rivas without the apostrophe, just whatever. So I think that robe is an homage to this woman, and that like that was her robe, and it looks like that looks to me like she's wearing Valisline from Gillenane. So I'm really trying my best for this Gillenane thing, guys. It hurts me every time though. So I'm assuming that she burned Gillenon's mark off her face, and then she's horribly scarred and she wears a mask. And he's doing something with the dagger here. I don't know what's going on here. This is disguised at a fancy necropolis ball, waited on by the undead. That kind of made it. That kind of made it in game. Not quite. At the ball, you sneak into the host's office only to find Riva one step ahead of you, and then Riva reports back to Solas. Okay. I'm not like, she's okay. This is a character I don't mind getting cut. Not that Solas doesn't need a team behind him, but like, there's just nothing capturing me about Riva. But, whatever. In one draft of the story, Solas manipulated Tevinter and the Antam into open war with the goal of performing the biggest blood magic spell since the creation of the Veil. This is nuts, and I actually really love it. That's really cool. Where it's just like he's about to start a war to create a Tevinter or a big blood magic ritual. That is a crazy idea. I love that. Rook would have covertly approached both sides of the conflict to plead for peace. Should Rolik fail diplomacy, Solas also planted magic collecting orbs around the battlefield. Sabotaging them would be Rook's last option. Oh man, that would have been really cool. Alas. See, what's all this? Solas's magical ritual in Arleth Forest has already begun. Elves loyal to Solas's cause stand in your way. That is one thing that is a crime that we never saw anything about, like Solas's minions. Or like what's going on with that. Reva reveals a monstrous dreadwolf creature. He finally reached Solus just as he plunges his lyrium dagger into the veil. Solus is stopped, but you begin to learn what you've unleashed something far worse. And then here's this room again with the dead. So yeah, okay, they were always supposed to be dead. The Evanuris. I think that's something important here. Let's zoom in on this. Okay. So we can see at this table right here, at the center of, in one concept art was the blight box, but in this one it almost looks like one of those orb things. I forget what they're called now. In Inquisition that you activate for Solus, which that right there, the fact that they brought up this visual language again makes me think that like, yeah, there was absolutely intent to make that part of like you trying to trigger his ritual, which would have been hilarious. But anyway, as you can see the different skeletons there of the dead Evanuris, it looks like Gillenane and Elgranon. Gillenane's headdress definitely looks like it is. Elgranon's a bit almost there, but not quite. Because it looks like a complete circle. I don't know, but yeah. Okay, so you're unleashing the Evanuris here. Okay, so I guess something, yeah, important to note. The very beginning of this process, the other gods were dead. And it looks like at least these two Heb shades, which I'm assuming is Elgranon and Gillenane, were always going to be the two we were going to see. Let's see, the biggest advantage to working like this is turnaround time. You can show someone drawing and say like this, and then quickly revise it. Okay, here's some more visual language on what is going on. So this is Solus. Is this picking up? Okay, let's zoom in now here. So you have, I'm assuming, Rook, and it looks like a Solus. Okay, Rook is trying to plunge the dagger or pull out the dagger, and Solus is not into it. And then it looks like, I can't tell what's happening in this next photo, but Solus is not into it. Either they're getting blighted or they're waking up. I'm not quite sure. This looks like an oh shit moment, running away. The dagger's definitely in the middle. Solus having a magical girl moment. This looks like it's hard to, the book and my camera are not getting along. There's something going on here that I'm not quite sure what is going on. It almost looks like dragon horns, but it's like blight coming out of it. People are not having a good time. All right, we're moving on. Imshale, which I think later on you will see could be a possible companion, having previously joined Solus, turns out to be double agent. So you get you get double crossed by Imshale, which is funny. Interesting, like wolf amass here. Here's Kalstrock doors performing an ancient ceremony in the grip of a titan. No idea what this is about. Maybe this is how they're somewhat Grey Warden like to eat the Darkspawn hearts. Let's see. Solus tranquilizes Gillenane above, and as his last act, performs the same procedure on himself. Again, like, why? I am desperately, again, this is the second image we've seen of this, but why? What purpose does this serve? I am into it as a theory, but I don't know what the point of it is. Why? What does this do? How does this help stop the blight? What I get it from Gillenane because it stops her from being powerful, but why does he take the blight and go through the veil? I know this probably would have been explored in the story as a whole, but I'm curious to what this means. Oh, okay, big Gillenon. Okay, this one is interesting to me. Gillenon reveals herself to the world, and she has a bunch of Qunari chained. There was always a theory that the Qunari were also giant woman. Okay, hold on. That's a human ear. What's that about? Was she human at one point? That would have been an interesting thing, that she was a human. I really want to know if the Gillenon model has elf ears or not. Something to think about. Okay, moving on. But yeah, Qunari as a construction of Gillenons has been a theory for a while. But yeah, okay. I'm stuck on the ears. I'll be honest, I'm stuck on the ears. Cause there was okay. take my thought process. So in one of the Solus murals, Solus mentions that there's humans, like he wants to be human or he doesn't want to be human or whatever. And in reference to the world before the veil. Previously, in our understanding, there was no humans before the veil. So, was there mortal humans that were enslaved to the Evanuris, and one of them was enslaved Tandrul, and one of them caught her attention. And so, was Gillenon at one point a human that became an Evanuris? And I really like that idea. That would have been really cool. And now I'm really curious to see if maybe. I don't think so, though. I don't think so. That I don't. Okay, if this is what is trying to be told visually right here, I want to say that's not the case of what actually shipped, because she has purple eyes, and the one time we see her in a human form, someone take Gillenon's helmet off for me, then we can have a conversation. I like this idea. Okay, moving on. A final message from the Inquisitor. Oh. Okay. Why are we in our jammies? Rook's in her jammies. Oh, defeated, Solus enters the Black City alone. Don't know why, but interesting. What's all this? A sacrifice to open the Black Alluvion. Again, she has human ears. Okay, I can forgive one, but twice as funky. I wonder if that was a thing at one point where she was supposed to be human. That's actually really cool. That would have been okay. I think that. Okay, I am in love with this idea of Gillenon as a human now. There's already been theories that Juné was a dwarf, due to like some like mural where he had like an anvil and blah 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 blah. But like Gillenon as a human, I really like that idea. Oh, what could have been, and who knows? Maybe it still is. I don't think so, but team members betray you. So I guess an early version of Tosh was supposed to betray you. A happy ending with a love interest. This is definitely Davrin. Which this looks like the same moment here, actually, where a happy ending with her love interest, and then you go in and have a final message from the Inquisitors. I guess it's like the end of the game. Secret message from Charter. I think that's Charter. This would be Rook. It looks like Harding. This is some sort of bar. Maybe into Venter due to the windows. All right, what are we doing here? This is the ship. We already have like some like people that look like this. Like this looks like Lucanus kind of. This looks like Tosh. I don't know who those two are. This is like some sort of like construct of a person here. That's an interesting thing. That's like is a Canary lady. That's a Canary dude. I don't know what's going on. That's Calpurnia. We'll get to her in a second. That's a Grey Warden. Davrin, as we knew it, was very early on in some of these sketches. See, the ship was a backdrop with interpersonal conflict for the team. The ship was a great backdrop. I can read. We enjoyed thinking about how to make it unique, like including a collection of curiosities seen above. What kind of curiosities? It's mostly just like animal carcasses, like a big fish and some skulls. I was wondering if there'd be anything recognizable, but it's really just like cool animals. I like the turtle. We also include the idea of Isabella procuring it for you, but as a fixer-upper, nothing like a scrappy but lovable ship to call home. That is pretty cute. I do like that. Like Isabella going, ta-da! And like everyone else saying, what the fuck is this? I do enjoy that. That is fun. Here we have the full bookmark real quick. It is... They could probably fray pretty easily. I don't know. Actually, no, this has been sealed. Oh, that's good. I'm going to move that over there. Okay. So what is all this? This sequential series was another way to explore the story structure that was solidifying. It relates the story of Rook, who returns to her ship to find the Inquisitor waiting and expecting a report. Rook tells of the Necropolis mission being interrupted by Solus, making uneasy alliances, going undercover with the Canary, raising in the ranks, and then betraying them to Deventer. Oh my god. Finally heading to Weishaupt, stopping the Wardens from making a huge mistake, and ultimately joining them to slay an archdemon. Wow. Okay. So, a lot just happens. So I guess this is an early Inquisitor arm. This is more gilded. That's kind of fun. And then, yeah, the various adventures that Rook has gone on. Some crazy darkspawn. That is nuts, dude. You joined the Coon to betray the Coon? Oh my god. What idea? There's the Griffins as an adults. You're just running through here. At this point, you're betraying the Coon to Deventer. That's absolutely nuts. Is that you joining? This looks like you. This looks like you taking a joining. Dorian. I don't know what's going on anymore. And then you're slaying Lusicon. Holy shit. All right, the Dumat. Here's the book. The boats. The ship idea was coalescing. The name Dumat was pulled ahead, named for the first archdemon. We were on Frostbite, so we knew we could probably borrow some of the awesome ocean tech from Battlefield. One problem that was thematically, boats didn't quite line up with the spy theme. They're too easy to spot and attack. But you know what's not easy to spot? Submarines. The idea was completely insane, so we had to try it. This brought up the challenge of anachronism. I don't know how to pronounce it. But anyway, submarines don't fit in a fantasy game, obviously. But what if we found a way? You know what? I'm not mad. I'm not mad at submarines in a Dragon Age. I'm really not. This would have been fine. I'm okay with this. Submarines in a Dragon Age could totally work in like a steampunky way. I don't mind this at all. The first attempts to make submersible boats something that looked mostly like a boat but could plausibly dive under the surface. And then we have some like engine room, storage, bunks, war room. I like how this one has a bat cave. Bedroom, war room, bridge, boat launch, cabins. The more we researched and referenced submarine mechs, the more nautical they became. Subs are incredibly sophisticated marvels. Blah blah blah. I mean, it's cool. Like, I understand some people like probably won't like this because it's very like spaceshipy. And I totally understand that. And I know Veilguard at least already has like a very strong Mass Effect feel, so I feel like this definitely would have put it over the edge. But at the same time, I can't be mad at a submarine. That's just too fun. All right, moving on. Submarines provide an element of surprise. It was fun to explore how to exit the ships. These are just some cool concepts for submarines. We thought it would be fascinating to have a mysterious prisoner in your brig. Did you let them out? Ooh. Can we tell who this is? No, just like some guy with a beard. So hold on. So you're telling me that Isabella, I know it's probably different, but Isabella bought a ship secondhand that looks like bullshit, and there's a guy on the brig? I totally buy it, but that's really funny. Okay, hold on. Okay, the dragon sub. To make the submarine look fit into our world, we wanted to look like a sea monster, and we already named it Dumat, so it was a natural fit. Okay, out of these, I like this one the most, probably. This little, like, barracuda thing. Try to design a sub as a natural creature, making it look more like a dragon or sea monster. I kind of don't like these because it's a little too like decorative. I kind of like this. I don't know. This doesn't feel as right as like something like this would to me. Let's see. Dumat cutaway. We wanted the interior of Dumat to feel like to Vinter and feel mysterious and luxurious. Oh man, look at all this. Ooh, this is fun looking. We designed a mysterious engine that the engineer had to feed seemingly random objects into in order to keep it running. 10 dried lavender flowers, 5 quail eggs, 3 brass belt buckles, etc. It would have served as a way to offer up some light fetch quest. While you're out, could you pick up 10 giant spider fangs? That's weird as hell in a way that like I am intrigued to what that would have turned out to be. I am very curious about this. To help give a voice to the Dumat, we explored having a captain and an engineer. They had been shelved along with their experimental vessel for decades. We explored them having an unrequited love story. Oh, I love it. I'm a sucker for those types of bullshits. Okay, that's cute. The underwater mansion. The direction that started to feel the most correct was an underwater mansion on the back of a creature. Ooh! Oh, I'm into turtles. Okay. It was much more mysterious and appropriate to the fantasy genre. It still gave us an awesome underwater vistas, but we weren't limited to the claustrophobic restrictions inherent to submarines. Oh, yes, and it could have been a monster of Gillinanes. We explored having a giant golem at the... Oh, I guess a golem works too. Okay. Like, immediately idea. That's fine. Okay. Explored having a giant golem or colossal sea creature carry... Well, I mean, there it is. The Dumont Mansion. And you have a cool... Like, look at all this. Like, some weird spider monster. This almost looks like the ossuary. This... Okay, yeah. The ossuary feels like a love letter to this thing. Oh man, it's a beautiful design. Oh, look at some of these monsters, like a weird crab thing. Look at that. The mansion on the back of a giant something that you would only catch small glimpses of. Is it a giant sea monster, a colossal construct? Oh man, this looks more like a golem idea. That's definitely a golem idea. A little crab. Oh man. All right, convert commandos. Convert Commandos was our answer to the fantasy spy theme. Rather than slipping into a rogue mindset that implies, it left room for warriors to smash things and mages to light things up with fireballs. We tried to imagine what the high adventure of Convert Commandos might look like. It was a lot of fun to explore different team-ups between classes and factions and what problems could they solve differently. So what the hell is going on? This is a lot of little images. Is there anything that I can visually recognize? That's a giant skull thing. Just a Laka. That's a woman with a baby running from Canary, I think. That looks like a crow thing. Look at all this. Bears. It just makes you realize how much art is just in BioWare, probably, that we've never seen. Going undercover with a trading caravan to make a map. Okay. Escaping a dragon back of a griffin. That would have been fun. A heist becomes a rescue. Who's being rescued? I don't... Oh, that looks like the Tosh stand-in. Evading guards the Undercity. Oh, this is... I think this isn't here. Yeah, this right here is this. Okay, so maybe we can see some of the artworks later. Oh, yeah, this is the woman with the baby. Let's see, 3 brave warriors hold the grab while civilians escape. And everyone is on edge when Antivan Crow enters the room. On edge, they're fucking terrified of you. All right, here we go. Okay, we have seen this image before, and now we can actually get some answers on who some of these people are. This is a Tash stand-in. This is a Antivan Crow. This is Lady Imshale, who I can't believe is a sentence I'm saying. No idea who the lady is. They really... Oh, this is a bad, unfortunately, like, cut off, because that woman's face is right in the middle of this. Let's see, the Palanquin heist. Let's see. Switcheroo at the prisoner exchange. Okay. What is this? Party holds a choke points. Complicated ecosystems. So it looks like a bear eating challah. And then the wolf's about to eat the bear. And the bear eating the wolf. There's hunters. And then this... Okay. Sneaking through the streets of Minrathous is this one. This one right here is Scoundrels Flee When the Crows Come to Town. They're like doing like acrobatic tricks. What is this? There's like a strong man. Oh my goodness. What is going on there? See, steal some uniforms and bluff your way past a guard. This kind of actually happened in Veilguard. So this idea was kept a little bit. High-speed Aravel chase. Oh, Aravel chase. Yes. This looks like Darkspawn in 1, though. That doesn't make sense to me, but you know what? Things happen. Team using its skills to outwit some bandits. Clearing a roadblock, which is a giant snake. Sabotage town at the docks. Killing time until the monsters show up. So why not? Just 5 more minutes. Doing something. Discovering the Griffin Sanctuary. I wonder if this was originally Valia. Valia, whatever her name is. End of the line. Some of these are feeling more generic, and I don't like. There's not anyone that's really recognizable to me. All right, early NPCs. Here we go. Time to get sad at what could have been. Okay, early stages of character design are exciting for writers. Or are exciting, period. Writers and artists will develop simple sketches or descriptions to start filling up a blank canvas. We start simple. If a character works as a thumbnail sketch, they'll work when blown up to full size. It's a great way to keep an eye on shape, blah, blah, blah. We explore NPCs through the duration of the project. They change constantly, we discover. So, okay. It's always fun to bring old characters. This is Sten. That's it's Sten as a dreadnought captain. So, Arishok, that's basically what he looks like in the comics. This person who I don't know who it is. An early idea for Cole to act as a compassionate voice for Solus. And he has like some elven gear. Oh, that's sad. Some characters are strong right out of the gate. Some characters are strong right out of the gate and change very little, like Emmerich here. We won't know until the project nears completion. So our boy, my perfect boy was perfect from the start. I'm so happy. Good for him. From where we left off in Inquisition and Trespasser, we knew Solus would be a central figure. We wanted to show him having cast off his hermit disguise. He was never flashy, but he was calculating and intentional, so we gave him the ancient elven god equivalent of a business suit. I don't know why I like that sentence so much. A business suit. Like, I understand, like, yeah, okay, this has the basic shape of a business suit. Yeah, it has the collar, like, I get why they say this. The clasp he doesn't actually end up wearing with the Dreadwolf thing here. Oh, okay. Engraving patterns. Those look like words. Oh, but I mean, we don't know what it means. I'm very curious about. So he has words etched into his pauldrons. Did that make it to ship? These have never been translated, so I wonder what that stands for. All right, back onto his character sketches. These are just helping character design processes. A lot of these character designs, I think there's like this early image that we saw a long time ago. And a lot of these look familiar. Like this one, which I'm assuming is Scout Harding with Bianca. This like Lady M. Shale thing going on. All right, let's go back here. Early sketches of Gillenane and her experiments emerging from the sea. An earlier draft, Solus had a partner who would play bad cop to Solus' good cop. This is the Rivas character. A dwarf and her construct friend. Oh, that would have been cute. She has like a little, it's like a little. Oh, that's cute. I like that. That's a fun idea. Elgranon and Gillenon were two remaining elven gods from the beginning of the project. We were excited about a double blight. And these are different variations. I get where they're going from with these, but I think we'd like this. This is too much, I feel like. We definitely got the superior Gillenon. Like, it's fine, but we definitely got the superior Gillenon. Gillenon is the mother of the Hala, goddess of monsters. Elgranon is the god of vengeance. Yep. Here we have different companions. An early version of the party meets up in a private booth at the Blue Blood Club. Okay. So can we name it? This one looks like what Calpurnia was supposed to be, who I think would eventually turn into Nev. I think this is supposed to be Rook. This looks like Davrin, Harding. I don't know who those are. This is a Tosh. That's an M. Shale. And Dapper Canary guy, I guess. Okay, there we go. Here's some companions. We got Lace Harding. So I guess, yeah, at one point she was supposed to take on Varric's Bianca. So what happened to Varric? Rogue Tosh. M. Shale, a choice spirit. That's one way to put it, in a human form. Oh, and we got a male and female version. Interesting. We definitely saw this character concept. So they really liked this concept. I wonder if M. Shale's going to return something like this. An Antivan Crow dreamer who covered in tattoos to remind her of identity when she returns from dreaming. This is a little bit too. Well, God, there's a movie that's like the guy who forgets who he is and he like has tattoos and stuff. That's a little bit too much of that, but it's an interesting character design. In his earliest form, a potential Canary companion who was a Cerebos mage. Okay. And very early versions of Davrin, a Dalish warden. Early version of Lucanus. Now, okay, hold on. I want to actually touch on this real quick. I have been data mining to the best of my ability. I guess just like Frostbite tools are already out for Veilguard. They're very experimental as of at least recording this. And I've been kind of digging throughout the files a little bit. I was able to find some voiceover notes. And in one of them, it mentions that at least Katarina, which if at least we assumes that they are related by blood, would also carry over for Lucanus, that Katarina is supposed to be half Korean, half like Spanish Italian looking. And so like yeah, I guess a very early version of him also looked East Asian. So that's interesting. Calpurnia was to return from Inquisition as a part-time party member. There's some people going, wait, didn't she die? She fell off a cliff on her own accord if you actually chose that route. So this is actually really cool, and I love Nev, but this would have been neat. Potential Canary companion involved from Cerebos to a dapper Canary spy, offering a deeper look at Canary culture. I have seen, I don't know if it's going to be in this book somewhere, but there was a couple of concept arts that actually like it made its way to council meetings, and I loved this guy. He was super cute. I wanted to know more about him, and it just like he would come up in like a couple different like concept arts, and I was like noticing this character, and I wanted to know more about him. And obviously he was cut, and I'm so sad. So I hope they bring this guy back. Dapper Canary Man, come back into my life. Let's see if we can find him again. Other things. Let's see, ooh, some Cal Shirok stuff. This is what I'm interested in. Say, Cal Shirok were cut off from the rest of the Doors by the Blight. They survived by hunting Darkspawn, becoming like Grey Wardens. We explored what scrappier doors with even closer relation to the stone will look like. So we have some crazy. Look at this one. Like, they're really fucked up. Oh, man. Now, okay, so this is what we end up getting. This concept right here. Looks more like the Cal Shirok doors that we got. However, I do not like the Cal Shirok door armor. I actually kind of hate it. So I kind of wish we got something closer to this. That would have been much more interesting to me. Tevinter found the last headers of the ancient Elven Empire and copied what they could. We wanted Tevinter designs to look simplistic copies of Elven designs. So that's kind of interesting. Oh, that's fun. And here's some like Elven armors. The red rope of the Canary represents their ideology, the Qun. Each member is simply one section of the continuous thread that will one day wrap around all of Thedas. Okay. Oh, and yeah, and these are a lot of the character concepts that we found in the Red Rook book or whatever. So these are the Fog Warriors, I'm assuming. Early exploration of the Crows. They weren't luxurious enough. To each their own. These are Grey Wardens. I do think these are the Fog Warriors of Saharon. This is a famous image that we got in a trailer. Okay. For the Morn Watch, we explored Dermisted beetle and fly motifs. We also researched the embalming process and how undead bodies might decay when neglected. Yeah, okay, so these are some of the designs that we got in the image that we was given to us by Dara. Navarra is largely a desert nation. Is it? I guess so. I mean, it's also by a bay. Yeah, all right. So we came up with a design that was the language that was light and flowing. Navarran dragon hunters might wear ceremonial dragon skin cloaks with large crested helmets, and this is Cassandra right here. It looks like. Okay, yeah, no, that would have been fun. Okay, I mean, it's still kind of like that, but Emmerich does not look like this. they scrapped, I think, this idea, but it would have been fun. A Talbashoth from Ravane. What are these? Some of the first costume designs for Joplin were mercenary outfits. The idea was to come up with a cheap, standardized uniform that would be easy to mass produce. It would be the common gear for mercenaries and bandits alike. And then we have this thing going on. I don't know. I'm assuming this is like a Tosh. And these look like Tevinters, maybe Tevinter slaves. Let's see. A normal day in Tevinter. That looks like a crow right there. And a market. That looks like a dwarf. Okay. Tevinter was built on the corpse of an elven empire. Thematically, we explored costumes for Tevinter citizens that resembled scavengers, such as a vulture and a maggot and a fly. Holy shit! That's really cool. We tried to see if access to water would make a good class distinction for more wet. The more wet someone looked, the wealthier they were. That I'm not as much into, because Tevinter is like on a coast. I guess it's seawater, but like that. Yeah, I'm glad they cut that one. Uh, we designed the Tevinter clothing style based on Dorian and the Venatori, soldiers from the Inquisition. Okay, yeah. While Tevinter is full of powerful mages and shady characters, there were still people living their lives, and we wanted to design this full spectrum of Tevinter in society. And these are some crazy snake motifs. We tried taking the serpent motif to its logical conclusion. Oftentimes, you don't know where the line is until you cross it. This is it. This is too much stakes. Too many stakes. Okay. What's this one? An academic robes for the Mages College. Okay. Exploring the various categories of Tevinter slaves. So you have like working class. Oh, he does not like wearing that. Whatever this is. Oh. Oh, this is like a ritual suit. Oh, is this like a blood magic suit? Holy shit. And like I think it's made for elven ears, but it's on a human. Oh, that's fucked up. Oh, that's fucked up. I don't know if you can see this. We gotta zoom in on this one. So this lady right here, I think it's hold on. All right, so this lady and the guy, we'll just they're wearing this like ritual suit that I'm assuming is for blood magic. And their ears are rounded, so they are human, but they look pointed, like it's supposed to be made for an elf. Like the default setting for these ritual blood magic bullshits is for an elf. That is crazy. Oh my god. Fun idea though. Yes. Uh like that is the evil stuff I expect to come out of slavery and Tevinter. The party explores an ancient elven ruin, but it's protected by magical security system. Not quite, but that is very similar. Like we did kind of get this a little bit with these like magical constructs here. Dragon motif for the Autumn, Dementor Gladiator. It's a big man. Made you look. There can be a tendency to race through exploration environments. Well, I did not read that correctly. Tendency to race through environments. To help teach players to pay more attention, we would create what would be deadly to the unobservant. A wizard's scissor chair was a favorite. Enter fancy dining room or luxurious hall and a magister's tower, and you never know which one of these would kill you. Okay, yeah. Spider with hands with a barrel. Spider with hands, I miss you so much. This like treasure scorpion. Sewer slug, hybrid creatures from Gillinane. Oh, this one's fun. Spider-Man was meant to be read like a normal crowd character until you got within grabbing distance. Some creatures to solve problems in this cave. Player keeping away from the ocean. This is meant to be Gillinane's version of a mermaid. Holy shit. Oh my god, that is messed up. Who was that? The poor girl. These are cool monsters. That's a dead guy. What's the blurb there? The turtle was another creature that would force players to pay attention to the environment. It would be passive until you got too close, and later on we explore it was possible domesticated versions of this animal. Okay. The candle hops. Here we go. Where are the candle hops? Let's see, perfectly innocent scroll carrying hooks. Used to deliver non-critical messages, inactive when unlit. Messenger dolls. When you light the candle, it comes to life. You hand it a scroll and tell it the name of the recipient. Not many messages actually make it to their final destination, so it's best not to use a messenger doll for any critical information. Oh, weird little guys. Hourglass construct. As long as the sand is flowing, the creature can fight. Is particularly weak when it's flipping itself over. Interesting. And what is this one? The practice of blood magic in Tevinter has created a black market for blood. Sometimes there simply aren't enough volunteers. Oh, that is crazy. Like a little mosquito guy with a blood vat. This is a cool idea, but this doesn't work with me on a lore level, so I'm glad we didn't get this, because the whole point of blood magic isn't like the more blood, it is the way that it is drawn. So like it's a cool idea, but it just doesn't quite gel. Unfortunately, the key to blood magic is torture. This is like weirdly humane for a blood magic ritual. See, more of Gillenade's hybrid creatures. This is a vulture bear. Okay. Ooh, okay. What is this? We explore the ideas of public transportation and Rathis, domesticated giants that acts as a taxi service. Wow. What an idea. I also love this lady right here has also been in not her specifically, but this idea where I don't know if you could see, but there's actually slaves holding her in like a weird palanquin dress as she's moved from point A to point B across the city. There's been some more concept arts of that. So this is another idea they really liked. I don't think we ended up getting that at all. Perhaps for the best. Let's see, these are different wizard towers from Deventer. Minrathus. More Minrathus stuff. Oh, a map! Map! We love maps. Okay. What do we got? Now this is obviously could be cut contact, but we got the Dwarven embassy, the Archon's palace is floating, the Chantry, a forum, the Colosseum, slave quarters, Market Street, lower class guardians, the front gate, Imperial Highway. So yeah, I don't think this is going to be canon because there's no like a dock town. I don't even see docks on here. You might be able to say like, oh, maybe it's in this lower class section, but it's not actually on the sea. Oh man. And like the Archon's palace, you can see. Yeah, this would not work, I think, in nowadays. But if you're doing like a fanfic from Minrathus, this is probably like a decent starting point. If we can't find another map of the city itself. Oh, that's fun. Deventer has been referenced since the first Dragon Age game. Blah 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 blah. Cohesive, non-literal maps and diagrams like this help keep track of the complicated locations. So yeah, okay, it's not a literal map, but yeah, it is very triangular. Like earlier we saw there was like a bunch of these like downward triangles that was supposed to be for Deventer. That is not actually what ended up shipping. Deventer's more square now, but yeah, the Veilguard. Okay, now we're getting back into things that are supposed to actually apply to the game we got. Oh, look at this Canary thing right here. So we have like an elderly woman. I love her horns. That's beautiful. There's a human and a dwarf holding hands openly. Kids running around. Just casually this elf holding a Canary Cerebos like nothing's going wrong. She's like tying the ropes on him. So yeah, this is actually a really fun look at Canary culture. Oh man, look at that. I'm assuming this is a hornless Canary, because otherwise he's huge. A map. Oh, this is the map. Symbolic map of Thedas, rather than providing specific cartographical information, expresses the character of each region. Yeah, we ended up like getting a variation of this in various places. And then this is kind of the Dreadwolf's hideout. Look at all this. Arlathan. Okay. The art style. Okay, now we're getting weird and wonky. I want to read all of this. Dragon Age has never exactly been photorealistic. Yeah. Dragon Age Origin was loosely based on fantasy paintings, filtered through the limitations of the technology of the time. In Dragon Age 2 and continuing Inquisition, we wanted to push our characters' designs to support their strong personalities. For Veilguard, we wanted to take a confident step away from the Uncanny Valley. That's just not how I would describe Inquisition. Anyway, and toward even stronger characterization. The goal was to make personality and emotion read more clearly in the same way theatrical makeup exaggerates the actor's features. So, okay. So looking at this like little diagram right here, there's like more flair. There's more. It is a very like more cartoony. I am. Sorry. This has been memed online already with like the chatification of Cullen. So we have seen the chatification of colon. This is we have seen this. Veilguard colon is cursed. We have not seen snatched waist Liliana. Holy shit. Oh my god, look at her. Liliana, my girl, they took your ribs. I'm so sorry. And welcome back, Dawn of the Seeker Cassandra. Oh, goodness. I just disagree with some of this. We briefly discussed doing extensive focus tests, but the core leadership believed in this direction. And all right. We knew any data we received from focus testing. Okay, sorry. That's just what's a wild sentence because I was the focus. This is wild. That would have been me. I would have been in a room making fun of Liliana's snatched waist. Okay. I'm not mad at Veilguard at what it is, but like these pictures aren't great for me. Okay, anyway. And here's the thing. I think like whatever this sentence is trying to say, the real message here is this easily saved us half a year. And I think that's the real message of we already Joplin coming into Morrison or Veilguard was all of this. Half the book is stuff they had to throw away. So of course they want to save half a year. All right. So okay, original shape in red and exaggerated confident shape. And then you remove details. We set up a design hierarchy with shape at the top. Silhouette was the primary concern. Personality needed to come through loud and clear at this stage. Each subsequent design element supported what came before it. Value helped strengthen clarify silhouette. Color supported value. Texture hide it all together. Okay. So here's here's notes from what does all this say here? Cass is sharp, lithe, hard shell, soft heart with a lot of diamonds. Oh, I didn't even notice the yassified Cass. Oh, Cassie, I'm so sorry. Liliana is holy killer. What's that say? Merciful, pervasive, dancer bard? Okay. Use atmosphere haze with one purpose, strengthen silhouettes. Foreshadow that there's a huge, horrible green hole in the sky. So this is them critiquing Inquisition on Veilguard's shapes and colors. So this is Isabella, and then Isabella Veilguard. And that is kind of what she looks like in Veilguard a little bit. See, the Isabella I don't mind as much. The yassified Isabella kind of works for Isabella. My two girls up here, though, I'm sad about. All right, let's move on with Elgernon. Okay, the Elven God of Tyranny, Vengeance, Fatherhood, and the Sun. Previous games, we've seen powerful human mages that obeyed evil gods, broke into the Black City, and were corrupted. This time, we wanted to make this time we were going to see the evil gods themselves. We wanted to make the previous characters look like Corypheus and the Architect look like crude copies next to Elgernon's controlled visage. So yeah. What is going on here? His costume was meant to reflect the general or dictator archetype. He proudly brandishes his medals of his previous conquests as a symbol of authority. The badges on his coat are more modest at the bottom, but become more and more ostentatious as his victories and his pride increase. He also wears around his neck a vial of dust, taken from the same spot where his spirit self formed his body from the dust. That I actually think is in game. This thing right here. I think that's actually in the game on his coat. Like there's this looks basically like how he looks in game. See, Elgernon uses an eclipse shape language, a reference to being the god of fire and shadow. Look at that. And then that's kind of the end of the game that we got. One direction we explored had him badly dissected. I can't speak. And only magical living armor keeping him alive. I like this version better. Okay. Gillenane, my girl. Oh, I love her design. This is such a good design. This is my favorite Gillenane design. Goddess of monsters, blah, 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 blah. She has modified herself so much over the years that whatever her face may have been, it's been long forgotten. Now, this one is interesting to me, whatever is going on here. Her mask. Oh, okay. I saw a leaked image of this one. I thought it was really cool. So her mask tells the story of how she was made. Her mask tells the story of how she was made the youngest of the gods. On the first day, she struck down the monsters of the air. On the second day, she drowned the giants of the sea. On the third day, she killed the beasts of the land. And so, like, you can see, like, in her crown are, like, the air and then sea. I don't know. That's just really fun for me. I like that. The goddess of monsters, mother of the Hala, Gillenane was once an elf. Elf. So, whatever human they were going with, perhaps, in the previous iteration, she's definitely an elf now. I'm kind of sad the human idea was really fun. Anyway, the goddess of the hunt, she became a god as reward for her... Well, hold on. Okay, yeah. She then became part of the Elven Pantheon. What does this say? Gillenane is our sister, mad science god, using her blinded magic to create horrors out of Thedas' people and wildlife. She mutates the Darkspawn into even more powerful and efficient forms, for example, and also warps the Antam who foolishly come for her power. We saw that this is a page filler. We know you came from the other version of the game. Get out of here. Gillenade's horns are meant to reflect hunting bow in reference to Andrul. Oh. And they were roommates. Oh, I love that. Oh, goodness. This is wonderful. I love this. Beautiful. But like her as like just like this weird skeleton would have been kind of cool too. All right. Yes, this is a famous image. Okay. This image blew the fandom apart at one point because they released this early, however, replacing this top half with just like a random monster and threw it in a trailer. And then in the BioWare 25 book, they released the image in full with the correct head on it, and we went nuts. Anyway, Gillenane wants to restore Old Evan Empire so she can continue her work. Blah, 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 blah. She gets along with Elgranon. Very fun. And then Archdemon Razakale is an enhanced dragon that gets modified even further. So it looks pretty fucked up to begin with. Razakale was inspired by the Jabberwocky from Terry Gilliam's film of the same name. Oh, that's interesting. I feel like that's not what it looks like in the game though. Like this version is, but not that one. All right. Scoundrels. These are just bad guys. Okay, just fun little bat. The stalker that will never die returned from Origins. Is that a thing from Origins? I don't remember that from Origins. Like a dice guy, the mouse, son of Skywatcher. Son of Skywatcher? No, Skywatcher's a good guy. You tell me he's a bad guy now? The blacksmith, the blood witch. That just looks like a red mage. From Final Fantasy, I should say. The golden mercenary, the professor, the librarian. Librarian comes back here and smokes a bit. Apparently, I don't know what that's supposed to be. The beast, the owl gang, the pox, the fist, the hunter, the duelist, the champion, the specter, the dove. The specter looks like an elven thing. Yeah, lava queen. Artifact, Interrogator, Flame, the Black Dragon, the Cartographer. That just looks like Manfred. Bless his soul. Deadly Stillness, the Faithless. Ooh, that's fun. The Blackbird, the Marshal, the Prince, the Madame Venatori, Professor Skeleton, the Swarm. Ooh, look at those little triangles. That would come back. Oh my goodness, the Beyondernauts? Necronite, Poultrygeist, Mornwatch Soldier, the Bank. This one makes me laugh. This Bank one makes me laugh because that is very clearly a overpaint of a Varric from Dragon Age 2, of all places. Oh, goodness. All right, now we're getting into more recognizable characters. Scoundrels were originally proposed as a replacement for the Inquisitor's judgment scenes. After defeating a scoundrel, you would have a choice about how to deal with them. Oh, that would have been kind of cool. I'm not like super into it, but like I wouldn't have hated it. If you killed a scoundrel, you could take their weapon and costume, no matter how outlandish. You could spare their life and call on them for a favor down the road. Okay. It's an interesting idea, but I'm not like in love with it. The scoundrels also offer the opportunity to give more faces to the various regions and factions of Thedas. Tevinter libraries may be vast, but how much more vast do they seem if they produce a scoundrel like the librarian? Okay. Oh, now we're getting into Bellara. Bellara is a Dalish technomancer. With the elven gods emerged, the blighted energy that they brought caused previously dormant elven artifacts come to life. And Bellara focused her energy on learning how they worked for the benefit of both the fellow Dalish and her teammates. First sketches of Bellara started with a description of Jules Verndork. She does feel steampunky. I get the vibe. I don't mind it. Well, okay, these versions still steampunky. This one a little bit. Like the one we got. Oh goodness. The text is weirdly done. She's very intense. She tries to be focused, but attempts too many things at once and ends up getting overwhelmed and doing things. Let's see, mirror. Oh, okay. So an alluvian map. Also portal for shards, moving semi-liquid mirror particles. My goodness. Bellara's gauntlet allows her to interact with ancient elven technology. The rings on Bellara's gauntlet rotate and then lock in place. Look at all this nut stuff. We designed her to look like an elven version of an academic, doing research in the field. Semi-formal, but simple elven clothing. This thing right here, this like drawing of Mythal in her notebook. We actually see that behind Nev in her room. I think a couple other places too. She likely will never unfold her alluvian map in game, but we know it's there. So okay, this is the inside of her pouch, an alluvian map. So I guess. An unused endgame appearance, Bellara as a new icon of splendor for the ancient elven empire. Oh, that's fun. I like that. A blonde one. Yeah. Okay, who's next? Oh, what is this? Bellara's space is mostly a workshop where she can continue her research. It's full of ancient elven artifacts, veil jumper tools, and furniture, lots of mirrors. Hanging elven artifacts, a metaphor for the weight of her mission pressing down upon her. Hanging fabric to make it cozier. Look at all this. Here we got Davrin. Elf in his early 30s, but not a delicate, refined one. He's a monster slayer. Yeah. Soldier surviving in the wilderness. The armor is lighter, but preserves the warden quality. Many elements of his costume are designed to look like pieces he created or modified for himself out in the field with available materials. Fighting Elgrenon's people. Or hold on. Fighting Elgrenon's Darkspawn at Weishaupt. Okay, so I guess an earlier version, Elgrenon was the one to attack Weishaupt, not Gillenon. That's interesting. Here's an Asan. Asan and his siblings are the first live griffins we've seen in Dragon Age. Much like the medieval illustrations of exotic animals, there's a slight disparity between living griffins and their artistic representations. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. We haven't really seen a lot of artistic representation. I mean, I guess we have a little bit in the warden gear. But okay. Different Dabrins. I hate this hat. That's a bad idea. I'm glad they got rid of that. I don't like that. Yeah. More Davrins. Assam was a rare first draft design. The first image of him was exactly right. He looks cute. Classically, griffin bodies are based off large cats. The bodies of Thedas griffins are based more on dogs, specifically Great Danes. Okay. Yeah, I can see that. I have like an image of like the okay. In when Veilguard ends, there's like a image of like all the group that is painted on the side of a wall, and I have that snapshot as my desktop background, and my daughter comes in and constantly is pointing to Hassan, and she goes, "Dog." She is convinced that Hassan is a dog. And I'm like, no, he's a griffin. Dog. Okay. So unused in-game appearance for Davin with a matching Griffin commander set for him and Hassan, making him the head of a newly formed Griffin cavalry unit. I don't love that design. I'm glad. I don't know. It just looks too like Superman-y. This is workings for his area, I guess. Each of Davern's carving represent countless hours of tracking, studying, and hunting, a symbol of his accomplishments as he carves his way through the monster world beast by beast. Here's his tools. Davern's area is filled with monster slaying tools and research, as well as generous number of perching options for Hassan. Oh, that's cute. Davern's room is meant to allow for lots of natural light and fresh air as you can get in the fade. Oh man, look at all that. There's like a tree thing here. I don't think I actually ended up in game, but that looks nice. Who's next? My boy, Emmerich. Let's see. Emmerich's a very emotive talker. He gesticulates, underlines points with his hands, etc. His enthusiasm comes through transparently in the body language. I don't like that hair. I'm glad they didn't do that. For his outfit, we explored a combination of academic, mortician, and conductor. Okay, yeah, if you notice, like when he does magic, he does like this whatever motion that a conductor does. So that was supposed to be Emmerich from the beginning. Okay, this was a very early concept we had too. What is this one? Okay, yeah, Silver Surfer Harding returns in another one. I've seen a bunch of concept art where she does this. I wonder if when we get to Harding, that will explain. Emmerich's work encompasses death and grief. He's sensitive to how they leave people vulnerable and in need of compassion and kindness. He has a deep well of both, especially for his friends. And then here's some Lich armor. Emmerich has always had thanatophobia. He is a necromancer afraid to die. Through long study and rituals, he discovered a way to cheat death by becoming undead himself. Events of the game force him to choose between his strange immortality and reviving a dear friend. Emmerich must decide to make peace with dying or seize immortality, but either way, he comes to a better relationship with death. So, okay, I guess there's like multiple variations of what he would look like as a lich. Okay. So this is his room. The bottom definitely looks like that, but the top not so much. It's fine. Manfred's space is ideal for studying death and magic in equal measure. Manfred's. Is this supposed to be Emmerich's name there? I don't know. Navarin teapot that belonged to Emmerich's mother. Ah! No, it belonged to his mom. We see that in game. Oh, that's so cute. A mom's tea set? Stop, you sentimental bastard. Oh, God. Emmerich has a collection of artifacts used to study the esoteric. Emmerich's Fade telescope. If you dare to look, make sure you're not alone. What does that mean? Here's Manfred. What can be said about Manfred? He is Emmerich's loyal assistant, mentee, and friend. Look at the different outfits. Look at my handsome young boy. Look at him. Is that like him being born? Oh, that is it. Let's move this up. Isn't it so cute? Oh. We gave him guts made from useful containers Emmerich might need out in the field. He is so cute. I love this stupid skeleton. My son. All right, here we go. Harding. Do we explain the Silver Surfer Harding at all? Because, like, look at I've seen multiple variations of this, and, like, I don't know why. Let's see. Harding is the moral compass of the group, a kind woman. She has an optimistic outlook and views the world she has an optimistic outlook and views the world and those who live in it as inherently good, even as she faces monstrous evil. She does not view attributes like empathy as weakness, but strength and friend to everyone on the team. No, it does not explain Silver Surfer Harding. Making a bow out of her new powers. We try to make Harding's outfit an evolution of the Inquisition uniform. We imagine her in a mission, waiting for days as a sniper perch, bidding her time and embroidering beautiful patterns in her sniper cloak. Oh, that's so cute! A corrupted red lyrium version of her, which we do kind of see in game. Even with her new powers, Harding would still be an archer. It was fun to explore what that might look like. Harding must deal with new stone-based powers. In early stages, yeah, Harding's stone powers were more extreme, including her skin transformation during combat. Oh, okay, so this is a combat thing only. It was challenging to make the stone skin look appealing and not like an affection. Yeah, I bet that's why they didn't do it, because it looked weird. Here's Lucanus. Lucanus dresses in a Teeve and Crow's interpretation of a simple black suit. Though hardened killer, Lucanus is cultured and comfortable in both upper class and underworld social settings. He studies his enemies, learning and testing the weakness before striking. Lucanus tries not to sleep, so his room is sparse and brooding. This is even more complicated than what we got in game. I wonder where this is supposed to be in the lighthouse. I kind of can't tell. Maybe it still looks like the larder. I don't know. What's all this? He is an executioner, always gets his mark. He's an assassin. That's what all this says. Moving on, Nev. Let's see. We found consultations with amputees to be very valuable in helping us design not only a stylish and practical prosthetic for Nev, but also accompanying accessories. So I guess this is like an at-home foot. I don't know if you ever see her in this. Her ascot is designed to evoke a pit of snakes. Now, some of this I do feel like is Nev, and some of this I also feel like is Calpurnia. Like, Calpurnia, the idea for Calpurnia definitely turned into Nev, and I kind of don't know why. Dark elements on her shoulder are based on shoulder holsters. Oh, okay, that's kind of cute. What is any of this? Meeting with consultants changed everything about how we designed her prosthetics and equipment. The first impulse was to make something flashy and multi-purpose. Instead, we chose not to draw too much attention to it, lest it distract from her character. Okay. So, cynic with a heart of gold. Who is this woman? I don't know. What is this? This is Nev's desk. Okay. Another lesson we learned from the consultants was not to make the prosthetic central. It's off the side, just a normal part of her day. Yeah, I like that. That's good. Let's see. Nev's room is a classic gumshoe film noir office with moody lighting and a wall of evidence that grows throughout the game. Does it actually grow throughout the game? I don't know. I forget. Is any of this like new? No, this actually looks like just a clipping from a real world newspaper. All right, now we got Tosh. Tosh can breathe fire. Ooh, Tosh can breathe fire thanks to remnants of Canary dragon blood. That's helpful. That's actually really helpful for lore. We'll get to that one day. With Tosh, we tried to find a good balance between Canary heritage, rope, dragon skin, and Lords of Fortune allegiance. Lords of Fortune allegiance, coin, and jewelry. And this is the room. Tasha's idle pose was drawn to give the impression of a fighter after a match. Okay. So this was Tosh. We saw this image earlier. They're repeating some of the images. I feel like that's cheap. Okay, these are just companion cards. Getting the gang together. The characters were largely approved, and this was the first time we saw them all assembled. And yeah, that's everybody. And then Rook, who looks like a warden in this sketch. Look at them all. Look at our friends. Varric. Oh, what does it say about Varric? Varric spends the majority of the game bedridden, so we wanted to make the severity of his injuries visible. I wonder if there was... Well, hold on, let's finish reading some of this. It's a joy to revisit characters. It's a great opportunity to visually tell the story of all the years we've missed. Varric is older, scruffier, maybe preferring comfort to style in his adventure days near the end. Near their end. He's also let go of some of his old priorities, not needing to be flashy, not as concerned about keeping his beard short. Okay, that's interesting. We also decided to go with a darker, more washed-out color palette for reasons that people who have played through the games will understand. Oh, the game. Okay, the game, not the games. Okay, so he's fucking dead. Okay, sorry, that took me a second. I thought the game was plural because I can't read. Okay, yeah, he has a washed-out color palette because he dies. Okay. It's not just that Varric has been on a journey. We wanted to show that Bianca had been well-loved over the past decade. And then these are Bianca's scarf. No! He engraved the Kirkwall symbol on it. Urgh. Stock made from ancient myrtle tree, finishes black with hints of blonde patterns. Oh, swappable lenses. Look at these Bianca designs. I'm sorry. The Kirkwall thing is getting to me. That I'm not panning out. Sorry. let's go back to this. The Kirkwall symbol engraved at the bottom. Oh, Varric. Oh no. An ancient elven room converted into an infirmary where Rook recovers. Oh, where Rook recovers. Oh no. Oh boy. Okay, let's go back to Solus. So he has like this throne. What's this say? Solus' outfit is designed to represent that he has stopped hiding. He commends his path, or he is committed to his path, and so he returns to dressing like he did in the days of old. This is actually one of the very first images right here we saw of what was then Dragon Age Dreadwolf, but is now Veilguard, and it stuck with me. This is like the how I remember the presentation. It's like, hey, welcome to the community council. This is our new game. We're calling it Dragon Age Dreadwolf. Then they showed us all the character concepts of the not even giving us the names. It was just here's images of all the companions. Do you like them? And we just went and then they showed us this, and there's a couple of Sovellans, unfortunately me, we just lost our fucking minds at this image. We also thought this is the Inquisitor instead of a Rook. You know, we didn't know Rook at the time. Anyway. Okay, well known as Solus in the present day Thedas, he was once known as Fen'Harel the Dread Wolf, the ancient god of betrayal. In ancient times, he rebelled against the other gods, the Abnerus, blah, 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 blah. Solus' true identity remained hidden from the world, blah, 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 blah. Okay. One of the palettes Solus used when painting one of his many historical and confessional murals. It looks like there's like a design in here, like a wolf design. It's kind of hard to see. Most of the elven gods had dragons. Ever the outsider Solus instead embraced the Dreadwolf nickname on a grand scale. This creature was based on one of Solus' cards from Inquisition. The central MacGuffin of the game is Solus' Lyrium dagger. Originally, it was hidden away in the idol from Dragon Age 2. Now, real quick, I want to go back to this palette. This is actually in game and looks very similar to this, and it's in the music room on a table. One day I want to talk about that, but you can actually find this in game in the music room. Yeah, we're moving on. Okay. we got places to be. Enemies, this is largely just on Tom. You got the Reaver. Apparently Gillenon gives them a special recipe that when consumed turns them into hulking monsters. All right. Just more about the Ontom and the Dreadnought. We did not get Dreadnought stuff. Here, the glare's a bit bad on that. Look at that. And now we have the Darkspawn. Look at some of these concepts here. Goodness me. Let's see. Darkspawn do nothing but kill and destroy, made up of corrupted versions of people and creatures. These Ravagers have animal cunning, but are not sentient or intelligent. They work on instinct instead. Gillenane has improved the Darkspawn, so they now include monsters never seen before. Creepy footing emissary. This version of the ogre is even more athletic and formidable. For the final design, we had to flip the horns backwards to make room for swinging the club. That's pretty funny. I hate the jaw, though. Oh, goodness. The arrival of the last evil gods. Yeah, that's what it says. Okay, the arrival of the last evil gods and their enhancement of the blight gave us a great opportunity to visually unify the enemy faction by making the substance of the blight visible. In Origins, the creatures of the blight had armor that was more sophisticated than that of the most land dwellers. For Dragon Age 2 and Inquisition, we made it look more primitive. This time around, we wanted finally to make it look grown on in the way that their story suggests. We created a range of Hurlock enemies that grew into different combat roles. I'm stuck on one of these sentences here. These Ravagers have animal cunning but are not sentient or intelligent. And that's not quite right. That's not quite right. Back to this sentence over here that talks about how they have armor. There are some darkspawn. Now, granted, the majority of darkspawn, this is correct, but there are some darkspawn that are the ones crafting the armor and doing all sorts of things. And I'm wondering if, like, in this version of the game, those aren't. I mean, we obviously don't see the alphas as much as we do. We'll talk about darkspawn one day. We'll get there. Whoop. Okay, we developed a series of Fey touch creatures that reflect the magical corruption of the forest. Okay, so this fucking thing you see all the time. And it's just very strange. Oh, it has like a veil jumper thing. I never noticed that before. So these are different like Arlethan Fade touched creepy things. We imagine the magic of Arlethan reawakening old technology, in this case magical security guards. Okay. I'm largely skipping this. Okay, now we have the new demon designs. I don't love the new demon designs, to be frank. I get it. I feel like this design gets old. We've been there. Whatever. This one's funky though. What is this guy? A demon of lies has many mouths and an endless supply of sharp barbs to throw around. Rage has been around its origins, but with Elgron's presence in the world, it is now more fully formed. It gets legs. I will say, okay, I'm laughing. I will say the Rage Demon had a good redesign. That's the only redesign I'm proud of. This thing, eh. Does this has anything? Prizel's been around the beginning. We kept some divine feature while blending it into the new palette. Yeah, Demon of Greed. Yeah. Oh, pulling in more bodies to itself. Okay, that could be cool. But we didn't see that one, I don't think. Envy is made from grasping hands. The other Envy demon was so fucked up. I did like it. I get the vision. I don't hate it, but the other one was so weird and iconic. I don't know. Despair droops under the weight of the despair it feeds on. Okay, no, I was reading it right. What is this one? Try some visuals of a rage demon that look like a tense, screaming ball of teeth. Oh, fun. Dragons! We experimented with dragons built on different rigs. For example, this forged dragon is based on a bear. Oh, that's kind of fucked. In like a fun way. Different dragon designs and wing patterns. Largely skipping that. Hellhound designed to be completely unsympathetic. One day we'll actually build a giant scorpion. Yeah, the Dragon Age team wants to do a scorpion so bad. EA, let them do a scorpion. They really want to do one. A griffin skull. That's kind of fun. The Mercer set was designed to be whatever, blah, blah, blah. The Venatori cults. Okay. They currently follow Elganon, but the Venatori will fall with any leader who will grant them power. This is like a Nev's hat almost. The Magisters have two separate appearances. Their day clothes are based on old academic robes for the night versions. The shirt is lost, a veil is pulled over the face, and the cape becomes far more dramatic. Oh my goodness. Okay. And that's what Nev kind of wears. Most units were designed to look like darker versions of Tevinter civilian clothing, with a few additions, like they kept their Venatori insignia close by, but otherwise go about their business as usual. And even crow costumes. I get it's fun. Don't get me wrong. But of all of the people complaining about Veilguard retconning, the only one that I'm like, yeah, definitely is the crows. There's probably other things, but the only one that like gets me a little bit is the crows, because yeah, the crows were talked about in Origins and kind of a little bit built up beyond it as like this like scary at one point they were described as like KGB, like not the good guys, and we kind of just turned them to silly sexy guys. Now some people are like, Caitie, why are you not incensed? Why doesn't this bother you? We knew this was coming like 4 years ago with Deventer Knights. I have made my peace with it. This is just where they're going with it. I like the unicorn's really silly. I don't know. I'm not like a fan of this look. They're fun, but yeah. So, the crows. That said, 12 Little Talons is probably one of my favorite stories on the Defender Knights, is I like romance books. Oh, some of the weapon designs. Even when dressed down, backstage crows still exude. Yeah, they made them like killer rock stars. And like I can see the vision. I get it, but I kinda wish they had more edge to them like they had in the past games. This is Antiva. We wanted the city's assassins to be opulent, seductive, and theatrical. The tongue-in-cheek design concept was 24/7 Batman opera, dark roofs to perch on, rich interiors, daggers. Like, it's fun. I get why they did this, but yeah, it happens. Okay, here's the thing. I understand this is a video game, and in video games there is the rule of cool that you just cannot beat, and like the crows have become victim to that. And, like, I honestly don't hate it, but I just wish there was, like, that still underbelly of fucked upness that, Origins tried to put in there, and, like, that's my one critique of the crows, is that you can put all this weird paint on top of it because we generally did not know what the crows look like. The crows could have easily looked like these, like, silly little guys and still have this, like, air of fucked up in the background. It's that air of fucked up into the background that I think would have really tied this all together that we just didn't really get a taste of in Veilguard. Wealthy and even splurge on vast gardens. I wish I could have seen more gardens. Oh, here's the bottom of the Canatori diamond. Okay, that's kind of fun. I have not actually looked down there at Flycam or the photo mode. I wonder if it actually looks like that. We designed a secret hideout that was based on a bird cage. Legitimate business below, secret club of assassins above. Yeah, I'm not in love with what we have currently because it's just like in the rafts. I get the premise, but like this looks more like ornate and complicated and like more fun. Oh, here's the Crowley, an early illustration that helped establish the tone of the crows. Oh, Andy, look, it's you, and Dorothea. An assassin is part of killing. Assassination is part killing, part theater. The dwarves. Okay, I'm interested in this one because we got to taste the dwarf lore, but I need more. We're gonna read all this. Okay. While not home to a playable faction this time around, the Deep Roads are still a place where we spend a great deal of time. The northern dwarves are a little sharper with a more urban influence because of their close trading relationship with Tevinter. Okay. So, dwarves created golems by encasing a living volunteer in stone armor and pouring molten lyrium onto them. The Kalsharak dwarves have been separated from the rest of the dwarven civilization for a long time. They were cut off by blight and were forced to take extreme measures to survive. So, were they supposed to live in these suits? Okay, if the suits always had the helmet on, then, like, I wouldn't hate the suits as much. Often we design in layers. For this custom set, we wanted with the clothing ended up, armor based on the golem. Okay. Okay, yeah, no, when you put it in the context of everything else, it looks okay. But like in the game, it just doesn't work because it needs these stupid helmets. This weird ass armor needs these stupid helmets. Also, with the context that it's underneath these things. And then you could in like they do have this stuff, but you need this helmet. You need this stupid helmet to make this work. Okay. Hold on, I'm seeing the vision of why we got what we got. We wanted to differentiate the Kal Shirag and their culture with the rest of the Thedosian dwarves we've met previously. Instead of sharp angles, it's getting late and I can't talk. Instead of sharp angles and flat planes, we went for a more naturalistic sculpting approach. They carve armor for themselves that reflect the anatomy beneath. Okay. Okay, I get the vision now. I get it. I'm poo-pooing it. I still kind of poo-pooing it, but I get what they're trying to do here now. And I think it just doesn't work. Because they need the helmets. What do people think in the comment? I know this is like 2 hours. I've been doing this for 2 hours. We've maybe cut out some time. But like, okay, I get the vision here. I am surprised I get the vision here. And like the helmets don't even look like this in game. So I don't even know if you can mod that in. Because like the hair piece and the beard of like chainmail, that's really fun. I'm just so surprised that this stupid page has turned me around on this armor because I legitimately hate it. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, what does the rest of this say? A hall of colossal paragon statues slowly sinking into the lava. Oh. We might have gotten this, but everyone's running around that scene for so long. I don't know. Um, the deep roads have been a recurring location since Origins. In many ways, we simply want to do them justice, creating something familiar to players while also adding drama and surprise. Lyrium is a crystallite bloods of titans. We tried to subtly arrange it like blood vessels or organs. Epic vistas are great, but it can be enjoyable to design humble living spaces of a region. Oh, we got a taste of Cal Shrock and I want to know more. I think there's like one of my biggest complaints about Veilguard is that it just needed like each campaign needed like one more mission to really nail in some of these concepts, and I think Cal Shrock is one of them. It needed like one more mission where you're in Cal Shrock and you're getting to know more about it, and you're figuring out what's going on there, and you understand why they're wearing these stupid outfits. So I'm glad these pages are out here because understanding where they're coming from here, it makes things make sense. Oh, we got more. Perfect. Okay. Paragon sculptures celebrate prominent figures in every profession. I think that's the one that Volta uses. Furniture tells you a lot about the region, in this case, Deep Roads. We went for as many cut stone possible. A tongue-in-cheek design for a dwarven mining suit. Yeah, I guess. There's some boss-release sculptures and signs all speak about what life is like in the Deep Roads before they were abandoned. So it's mining, trade, warriors perhaps, and then smithing. Different like objects. Crane powered by a walking wheel. Oh, that's fun. That might even be in the game. I just didn't really recognize what it was supposed to be. A mobile crucible, a walking wheel powered pile driver, industrial level blacksmithing equipment, including a trip hammer, grinding stone and below, more smithing stuff. An industrial grade blast furnace where tons of metal are smelted and poured out into the giant molds. Man. We're still in the deep roads. Abandoned mine and quarry equipment make for a striking landscape. Yeah, they do. The deep roads have been abandoned for a long time. A few attempts have been made to restore them, but they're abandoned all over again. Look at all this. When imagining the deep roads, we wanted to show huge intersections, places where the vast networks connect, implying how far-reaching it would have been in its prime. Lords of Fortune. Why hide your treasure in a box when you can wear it instead? This armor's in game. Some of these are in game. I recognize some of these. It's a Ravani guild. I don't think there's really much here. Every member of the Lords is some mixture of treasure seeker, explorer, and fighter. Okay, this armor is in the game right here, but the feather thing isn't as long, and this makes me want it to be longer because this looks really fun. They're part pirate, part barbarian, part gladiator. Lords of Fortune aren't interested in subtlety. They're about treasure fighting and exploring and lots of jewelry and blah, blah, blah. Okay, they're fun. Ravane. Let's see. Castaways making new lives. The majority are humans descended from Deventers, and they're long-standing trading partners. There are blah, blah, blah. There's also Canary. Blah, 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 blah. Just some cool concepts of Canary or rainy beaches. Oh, we enjoy creating different takes on classical creatures. In this case, a Ravani mermaid. Okay, that's fun. A were lobster. Originally designed as a Halloween costume, this became a fantastic creature on its own. A Halloween costume? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. I think we saw this caption earlier. I don't know what the Halloween costume there was some rumors that at one point this was like a live service thing. Was this like a live service like costume for a Halloween event? I don't know. More lobster stuff. This was in a trailer. The blob ostrich would plunge its face into the sand and its tentacles would burst out of the sand around you. Oh, fun. Shark dog. Rainy coastline is dotted with hidden grottos, ruined fortresses, and uncounted shipwrecks. Oh, is this Isabel? Lords of Fortune have their priorities. In this case, during a perilous escape, the treasure seeker can't help but stop and investigate a curious glint. Hot Lords of Fortune guy. Beat boards like this explore what they look like in a group of context. Lords of Fortune having too much fun. Yeah, Lords of Fortune are just good vibes. Just having some good fun, some good vibes. The Morn Watch. All right. Masters of Undeath Necromancy. Some armor is built for ceremonial duties. We saw this earlier. They used to have... I kind of still like this, like, half moon thing. I kind of wish they went with that instead of the hexagon. I love this armor. Death, science, and magic define the Morn Watch. Their costumes combine aspects of morticians, academics, conductors. Conductors, mad scientists, and necromancers. I love this outfit. I wish this was in game. Maybe it's in game. I just haven't unlocked it yet. That's entirely plausible. This looks like an Emmerich, maybe? A mix of embalmer and anatomist, alchemist, and mage. Necropolis is vast. Well, there's a time for ceremony and study. There's also time to explore the depths. Look at all of this stuff. Look at all this stuff. I recognize, like, that's an armor set. That's an armor set. That's an armor set. I got another one. Back again with the Morn Watch, just different armors and stuff. Some of this is in there, most of it's not. That's an enemy. Oh, Morn Watch weapons are based on embalming and surgical tools with added ceremonial magical elements. Ooh, that's fun. I like that. Early takes in the Morn Watch explored the possibility that they not just study the dead, but were also undead. And I think you do see a little bit of that. The Necropolis. Ooh, Necropolis. We wanted to feel like you could always keep going down. If there is a bottom, no one alive has seen it. Ooh. What's that? Sorry, what was that say? Occasionally, a watcher goes rogue and uses their knowledge in unsavory ways. Yeah, that's basically what happened with Johanna. In keeping with the Morn Watch faction overall, we wanted the mansion to feel spooky, but not gruesome or morbid. There are certain archetypes that we have a lot of fun exploring. One was the haunted Navarin mansion. Let's see, some areas are little more than tightly packed crawl spaces. Others look like wealthy subterranean neighborhoods. Still others look like vast sunless fields littered with tombstones and sanctuaries. Look at all this. More of the haunted mansion. An unsettling magical path in Necropolis that forms under your feet as you walk, surrounded by a pit of the undead. What is this thing? Not all Morn Watchers follow the codes. Some go rogue and use their knowledge to create things that shouldn't be created. Yeah, that is... I wish we could see more of this stuff. I'm sure there was something like they could not have the budget to make another set of monsters, but like that would have been really cool to see. Oh, here's the undead big guy. An early illustration, having fun exploring the exciting things we might find in the Necropolis. Sketch exploring how far the mad scientist will go. What is this? Dinner with the Morn Watch with helpful undead servants that have lost their grasp on the definition of fresh. What is this fucking face, dude? Oh my god. Necropolis can be unstable. Occasionally the Morn Watch are required to calm things down. So I guess what I'm gathering from these pages is that this half moon design got dropped really late in the design process, because so far like every piece of this this stuff has the half moon instead of the hexagon. Quite frankly, I like the half moon. Give me my half moon. Here is the shadow dragons. They're the good Tiventers. To start, we broke down Dorian's costume from Inquisition as if he was the rock star. What would the average citizen look like? What elements of his costume would be common in every market, and what elements were his own special flair? I like that. That's really interesting. Magic is more accepted in Tiventer, and so mage robe fashion has longer time to develop. Okay. Ooh, that's fun. Armor made from pure magic may not be the most reliable, but makes an impression. For East Faction, we designed an incredibly lavish outfit. I guess, oh yeah, these are tattoos. Okay, so here's some paint from that. And these look like, actually, yeah, sorry. These are body paints. These are tattoos for shadow dragons. Interesting that we don't see from the others. Oh, this is the Viper. Oh, is this him? The Viper, Manratha's equivalent of the classic character known as the Shadow. Okay. So I guess that's what he looks like underneath all that. He looks very like pale, or not pale, but like oh, a little bit pale, but like plain is what I mean. I was expecting something more interesting. Maybe that's why he keeps the mask on the entire time. Guy just has a boring face. Sometimes it's fun to design something with over-the-top ceremonial. This looks more Elysian, to be honest. A suit of armor designed to focus mage's power. Yeah, that looks a little bit more like whatever. Oh, a Shadow Dragon Halloween. What is this Halloween costume? Like, yeah, did at one point was Veilguard a live service? Because I know it was definitely a part of Joplin. But um the Shadow Dragons weren't really in there. Oh, what could have been. And what shouldn't have been. And what is not, thankfully. Palace was designed to a giant crown that floats in the city. Okay. We designed a magical bridge and an elevator that can float people and goods up and down to the palace. Well, hey, that we now have the answer of how things get up to the palace. It is a magical elevator. Oh god, what? Why is this turned like this? Manrathis is where it all happens. Ruling body, blah 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 blah. Trust nobody. Earliest images showing the interior of the Archon's palace. We wanted to feel like you were high above the city in a luxurious penthouse. Well, we only see it with a blight, but Oh, we've built to venture off the ruins we find in Inquisition. It's a culture based on magic, but also tyranny and control. We wanted to have a sharp, sturdy shape language. It should look like if you try to push a Deventer building down, it would not only would you fail, but you would cut yourself. Oh, that's fun. This is the Cobbled Swan in some Docktown. Early in the game, Solus begins his ritual. We explored what that might have looked like from the streets of Minrathous. So I guess that's what this one is. And then, what's this say? Potter's Path. Just this bunch of pots. Hate to see Rook coming. Lantern Lane, the Undercity. Just more Tevinter streets. See, we imagined spectacular elven pillars pulled up from the ground by powerful elven mages. After those had fallen into ruin, they were used as the foundation for Tevinter buildings. Oh, wow. That's interesting. I wonder if you can actually see that in game, or if that's just like this one thing. Hightown. Do we ever actually see Hightown? I don't think we do. Granted, I have not saved Minrathous yet. Maybe that's on me. The Dwarven Embassy. Ooh, okay. Built so that dwarves could always have. Yeah, built so that dwarves could come to the surface and always have a stone above them. Oh, I hope we could see the. I don't think we do, but I wish we could see the embassy. The views from Hightown are expansive. Hanging gardens than Tevinter Coliseum. I think that's in one of the stories. Some weapon designs. See an early illustration showing the shadow dragons in action, freeing a Canary slave, it looks like. And graffiti from the shadow dragons. Hand-painted murals and graffiti like this are great for visual storytelling, but also add variety and color to the world. That's true. Oh my god. Look at all this stuff. Tevinter demanded almost endless supply of book props in the mundane to the magical. Yeah, look at all. So that's in game. I've seen it. I think I've seen these. Some of these. Beds. Nothing helps you figure out a place like designing its food. I think some of this is actually in game. Look at all this food. You got some pasta here, whatever that is, a jello mold. I don't know. The Fade. Yes, yes, yes. Weird stuff. Come on. Crossroads are a separate dimension beyond the waking world and beyond the Fade. It's been described as a tiny world between the Illuvians. The Black City, once known as the Golden City and the Heart of Heaven. It is a city. It is a city in the Fade said to be the former seat of the Maker or the realm of the old gods, depending on the religious perspective. Today, the Black City is a place of twist. Yeah, Today, the Black City is a place of darkness and nightmares, with cold and twisted spires, its towers forever stained, its gates forever shut. A floating island with the city on top. It is the one constant geographical feature within the Fade. At any time, one can look up and see it in the sky, always in the distance. Actually, traveling to the Black City from anywhere in the Fade is impossible. Even the most powerful spirits and demons seem to avoid the place lest they become tainted. Look at all that. Oh, are there spirits trapped in the Black City? Oh, that would that would suck. And then this is the god prison, I think, isn't it? Because like, yeah, Solus. Yeah, look at all this. What is going on here? And it's done. No, I want more. tell me what that was about. Oh, okay, the veil jumpers. Some veil jumper gear is made from scraps they found along the way. The veil jumpers have integrated a lot of magic technology they scavenged in Arothan. Okay. Look at all of this gear. Here's casual Anaris. Ceremonial outfit, no telling what kind of gear is needed when dealing with unstable magic. Look at all this. I like some of these concepts, but like, yeah, some of the masks I don't think came across as well as I hoped in the game. The Arlington Forest. That basically looks like a game. It's not as like warped and yellow, I suppose. The remains of one of several ritual sites can be found in Arlington. Ah, okay. This is, yeah, the Elgranon ritual right here. That makes sense. More Arlington. Finding doors to lands and strange new worlds. Okay, that'd be kind of fun to see. That looks like Ostagar. Right here? That's interesting. Oh, I wonder if it will. Oh man, what could have been if we could have had a portal into Ostagar? That would have been great. Arlington was once the capital of the Elven Empire. Most have been drifting. It's a small, overgrown remnant of its former glory. Yeah, we kind of get all this. Ah, the ritual sites. An archdemon awakens. It's big. We've seen Elven ruins since the first Dragon Age game. Arlington is what remains of the former capital of Thedas. Of their Thedas spanning empire, so we wanted to imply more grander than ever. The first view of the Solus ritual site from the opening of the game. Here's another variation. Oh, I like this one better, actually, I think. Solus's ritual starts as a bend reality as the veil weakens. So, okay, this one actually seems more circular, and you can see the different gods' crowns. I get why we got what we got, because it's very, like, front-facing. So when you're walking up to it, you can see the whole thing. Rather than this variation, you have to be in the center of it and like start looking up, and just people aren't going to do that. And so what we ended up getting was much more visually impressive. I guess my personal preference was I quite like this design. I get why we got what we got, but I do like that. Veil jumpers rarely comfortable setting up camp in the ruins. Will often create smaller bases at their Aravels. Oh, look at the Aravels. I wish we got to see more Aravels in action. Oh, look at this. Using magical technology to full advantage. In the early stages, the faction was more archetypical elven faction with some shapeshifting thrown in for good measure. We should have kept the shapeshifting. I'm just saying. That would have been fun. Turning into a bear. Different weapons. This is kind of like how Balara's bow works. That's interesting. Where you like, oh, so this is how the bow works. More of this triangle language. These weird plates can be used offensively and offensively. Again, this is in a trailer. Oh, more weird gear from Elvenon. Assorted salvage and some of the equipment used in study to record. we see like basically all of this. Like this weird little thing is whenever you do those like god trials or whatever, where you have to destroy them and you get like health or something. Mysterious objects turn out to be benign enough for daily use, like these light sources. I love these weird little hands, the maps. More food, a classic southern air. Oh, look at that, a classic southern Aravel. Oh, there's different types of Aravels. They finally just said, oh, and look, there's one that's actually getting pulled by, you can see with the little holla. Look at their little suits. Look at this. Veilguard Aravel has been designed for extreme circumstances. I'm like, look at the little armor for the holla. That's so cute. Oh, okay, we see this drawing a lot. Instruments and artwork help make a faction feel more grounded and believable. How about you don't tell me what it is, but you do tell me, because we see this all the time, that it's something to do with the Veil Jumpers. Diagrams encountered more terrifying mysteries encountered in the Arlington Forest. Veil Jumper props are about field research. They carry simple camping equipment for necessities along with storage containers. Oh my goodness. It's a mobile base camp and laboratory on wheels. It can hover slightly above the ground, allowing to enter locations a normal wagon couldn't. Oh, look at all that! I'm sorry, I'm absolutely tickled at the this is what an Aravel looked like in Dragon Age Origins, and the fact that this is a Southern style Aravel. Oh, I love that. I don't know. The Wardens. I kind of don't like the Wardens. Who cares about the Wardens? Everyone else but me, apparently. It's a paramilitary organization. Blah, blah. Oh, that one's weird. Many people can become wardens, and they can bring their own flavor, from the flashy Orlesian setup to the freed gladiator to the legendary dragon hunter. I appreciate the idea of like an Orlesian warden doing weird things like this. At the same time, I feel like if I saw that in game, I would feel like it's a little, no one's gonna fight in that stupid wig. You know what I mean? So I'm glad they didn't end up going that direction. That said, would I wear this armor in game? Absolutely, because I like my little skirties. But yeah, the Anderfels, the war room at the heart of the war room at the heart of the Weishaupt Fortress. I think this is. It almost looks like it's being like this is the Gillenane coming in part. Again, early versions of Weishaupt was based on castles. See, Weishaupt is designed to be a mix of European and Middle Eastern castles. That's interesting. Different wardens. Is there anything super interesting? There's griffins. Warden stuff. A warden wanted poster. Darkspawn specimens. Different parts of this warden blue. Oh, and right, and like how the wardens get the dye colors. Art pieces and ballistas. Oh, everybody, this is important. This looks like the tombstone for the wardens that defeat the oh, we could have gotten it. Ah. Okay. Backing up. Explaining. When a warden defeats the archdemon, they die. Unless the ritual, whatever. So in Dragon Age Origins, if you don't do the old god baby ritual, your body was taken, and in the lore, it was supposed to be brought to Weishaupt. This looks like the tomb it would be held in. This looks like a tomb for a warden. These two right here, this is the inside, and this has the glass case on it. That's incredibly, so like there's at least concept of them actually being able to see the body. Oh, that would have been so good. Also, I just realized the ink is slightly rubbing off on my finger here from me like sliding my finger around. Well, not worry about that. But oh, this is the fan artist. Take note. There is concept art of the warden. we let me give you a decent like look at this real quick. Hold on. There we go. That's not the best look because the way my camera's set up, the book kind of hits it. And then yeah, that's as good as we're getting with this camera setup. But yeah, that's the warden coffin. Oh my goodness. Now I just want to see it. Okay, what is it? The hub. Okay, we're getting to the lighthouse. There he is! That's the boy. Sorry. we talked about Dapper Canary Man. There he is. My boy. He looks so handsome. I love Emmerich, but I don't know what his deal would have been, but I probably would have been into it. Dapper Canary Man. What could have been? Okay, anyway, let's actually read this. The most important aspect of the player base is that it should be easy for the players to use. We wanted to create a very practical space and then wrap a fun narrative metaphor around it. We wanted it to be smaller than Skyhold so that players spent less time running around to visit followers. The house idea survived through multiple iterations because it solved this problem well. The kitchen starts with Solas's sad single bowl of porridge and eventually becomes the warm heart of the lighthouse. Yeah, I mean, it's basically what it was. See, Dragon Age Inquisition had the war table with your 3 advisors. For Veilguard, we created a less formal table surrounded by your followers. And let's see how many people are here. So we have Bellara with a side cut. Sorry, let's move this over. We have Bellara with the side cut. Emmerich with his crazy hair. I do not see a Manfred. This is Davrin. With cards, I guess. Oh, there's Hassan. Harding, that's supposed to be Rook. Now, okay, this is interesting because that's Lucanus. Who is that? Who is this? I don't know who that is. That's Nev, Tosh, Dapper Canary Dude. I don't know who that is. So what other companion, if this is Lucanus, maybe that's Lucanus and that's somebody else? I don't know. Huh. So yeah, there's at least one other person here. I don't know who it is. I don't think one of them's supposed to be Inquisitor. I don't think any of these are the Inquisitor. Because that doesn't make sense. So yeah, who is this one? If this is Lucan, I guess yeah, who which of these two is who? A room that was never built, full of Canary artifacts in a sand garden. Oh! That would have been fun, a sand garden? Oh, man. That looks fun. All right. The story developed this idea solidified that Solus, now bound in the Fade, would give you access to a secret base of operations. This tied the base to the main character, giving us a chance to explore Solus as a character, like wandering around a Finn's house for the first time. The idea that we worked with was that Solus, during his years rebelling against the evil gods, would have used his magic to steal the equivalent of a train station and hide it outside of the waking world. This hub of alluvians would have allowed the evil gods to get around their evil... Hold on. I have to reread this. The idea we worked with was that Solus, during his years rebelling against the evil gods, would have used his magic to steal the equivalent of a train station and hide it outside of the waking world. This hub of alluvians would have allowed the evil gods to get around their Thedas-spanning empire quickly. Solus used this to fight against the evil gods and later to accomplish his plans faster than most could keep up. I'm having trouble understanding this sentence. So he stole... Okay, so are the crossroads different? So he stole the crossroads and hide it outside of the waking world. So in the Fade. This hub of alluvians would have allowed the evil gods to get around Thedas' spanning empire quickly. I'm a little confused at the sentence still and what this is trying to mean. But we'll move past it for the sake of time. Because, okay, real quick, sorry. Move past it for the sake of time. I'm about to go on a tangent. When you go into the game, as long as you're not on the main island, if you're in the crossroads and you look up on any of the other 3 islands, really anywhere else, you can see what looks like the Black City. It's pretty close. It's the clearest image we've ever gotten of the Black City. I don't understand this because generally the crossroads are supposed to be in their own bubble of reality, not necessarily the Fade. Meanwhile, if you're actually in the lighthouse, you look up, you do not see the Black City. So therefore, would you not be in the Fade? And then also you have characters telling you that you are in the Fade. And I feel like it should be flipped. But then this right here, this blurb right here, makes it almost sound like, because it says, use his magic to steal the equivalent of a train station, which would kind of be the crossroads, and hide it outside of the waking world. So that would be in the Fade. So is Solus's alluvian... network in the Fade rather than the bubble of reality. It should be. And then where is the lighthouse equivalent to all of this? That's just where my mind is. So, with the metaphor of a stolen Illuvian hub, we could surround the central lighthouse with the buildings that were caught in the magical radius. These became the player's rooms. Oh, okay. So, okay, hold on. The whole lighthouse was the hub? Okay, hold on. So it's not the okay, hold on. So in the initial premise, the lighthouse was the crossroads. And it's just a bunch of conglomerate of buildings that make up the different player rooms in this initial concept. Now, what we actually got is something completely different, I think. Because this isn't quite gelling with some of the other stuff. But this does make some sort of sense. And there are like multiple buildings that got caught up. Maybe this is actually what it's supposed to be. I'm trying to wrap my head around this. Okay, we're moving on. The team gathers around the table, and we have Varric looking suspicious in the background there. And a little book. That's basically how it is, though. Like, these two on the couch, he's drinking coffee, he's actually listening to you, she looks bored as hell. She looks inquisitive, he's doing whatever. So. Alright, is this more... What is this? We like the idea of the player base being on the back of a large sea creature. What if the base was a castle on the back of a giant creature that swims between worlds in the Veil? Wow. Okay, they really like that design from Joplin. Alas, it didn't. The Veil Whale and Xenon's... The Veil Whale and Xenon's two directions we explored but ultimately rejected. Oh, we could have been at Xenon's place? Okay, that would have been fun. Xenon the Antiquarian is the owner of a bizarre curiosity shop, the Black Emporium. The nobleman's wish for eternal life was granted by a witch. Sadly, he did not wish for eternal youth. Ah, remember that. Xenon's place. We explore the idea that Xenon would be sympathetic to your cause and allow your team to use his private island with its collection of Illuvians as a secret base of operations. This would be like the true location of the Black Emporium, but expanded. It'd be fun to explore the rest of Xenon's Thedas spinning collection. I do love that idea, though. Oh, it's a little fan servicey maybe, but now unfortunately, like, the lighthouse's like library aesthetic is so much what I love that just wins by default. But this is a very fun idea that we could have been in like Xenon's home. And that's what it would have been. That would have been fun. Okay, more lighthouse. When Sola stole the Illuvian hub, a number of buildings were caught in the spell. Ah, okay. So, Nev's dream study, Balar's workshop. Starbucks! Hold on. Burp. Okay. Okay, so this character was cut late then. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. Where's the hold on. Okay, the screen just turned upside down because I'm doing some stupid editing. But this looks a lot like the the hub we actually got. And Sarbrock, I think, is the Dapper Canary Man's actual name. Cause he must have been cut late then. Oh my god, we almost had him. And it looks like this planning room and Nev's dream study were flipped. Cause that dream study, that building's totally still there. But I think Nev took over the planning room. Wow, okay, so we know his name now. We have a name! And then, yeah, the kitchen is, like, where Lucanus is. Davern has, like, this creature study. Harding has the conservatory. And, like, the library with the main. And then Tosh, Emmerich, and Varric, and Rook are all in the central. Like, yeah, everyone's still there. But Sarbrock, or whatever his name is. Oh, my God, we have a name! My poor Canary Dapper Man! He was so close to being a I almost had him! Oh my god! He was right there and he got cut. I'm so sad. I guess here's the thing too, like, he was cut a while ago. Because when they, okay, circa 2021 was our first meeting, and they gave us the characters, and we never saw him. So all of this had already been done, and Starbuck, who was apparently already had a room, was already cut. And I am so sad. Oh wow. But we have a name now. We have a name for this guy. That's crazy. Okay, anyway. The light on top of the lighthouse helps frighten away the more dangerous Fade creatures. I was assuming it was something like that. Okay, the Fade gave us an opportunity to explore more surreal lighting, landscapes, and skies. Now, my question here is any of the concept art could you see the Black City? Because that's what's important to me. So far, I'm not immediately seeing it in any of this, unless like some of this perhaps, but not quite. Oh, and that's the end. That was the last page. Thank you. And then it's the Dreadwolf. Well, there you go. I'm left with some questions, but there you go. That is the Dragon Age Veilguard art book. It is now kind of, I've kind of bent the pages a little bit. We'll get there. But yeah, that's the wonderful art book. I loved it to pieces. A lot of fun going through it. I think it answers some questions I had, even maybe not like big questions, but like the part with like this the genesis of Thedas was great. Knowing some, like, we got Sarbrock's name, that's so really fun. The Cal Sharrock designs are really good to see what that was, and also seeing what Joplin was. So overall, like, very solid art book. Like, if this is just something you like to see, there, I obviously didn't read everything. If you want to go and read it yourself, I probably did read the more interesting things. Maybe there's something that really captures you. If you were into the food of Thedas, there's a couple pages of like some food stuff here. This is a 3-hour recording. It is midnight where I am. I started this at like 9 or something. Anyway, I'm going to sign off here. This is the art book. I think it's wonderfully worth it. Now, is this $100? I don't know. I know you're trying to pay for this. I kind of don't care about this. I just really liked, to be honest, I liked this. And I liked this. I thought this was really cool, this little box set. This is what I got it for. I used my own money for that. It is going to have a digital version coming out later in December. I think it's like early December is what I read. And so yeah. Dara Shiral.